Attention everyone, we are now going to begin the City of Marine City Commission special meeting. I'm calling it to order on Monday, November 1st, 2021 at 3:30 p.m. Can we please have a moment of silence to send our positive thoughts and prayers to those in our community that need our support. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bryson.
Here.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Here.
Commissioner Callahan.
Here.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Kreidler.
Here.
Commissioner Ross.
Here.
Mayor Verkaman.
Here.
City Manager Chapman. Here.
And I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried. I am the mayor, and I took an oath to uphold our city charter, and when I believe an elected official is not following the charter, I must bring this to the City Commission for review and possible action. This is what we're doing here today. As the mayor, I initiated this proceeding under Section 5.4 of the City Charter, which allows for removal from office of an elected official if they violate that charter.
Isn't this public comment?
I'm sorry?
This is public comment.
I'm getting to that.
Relax,
Mayor.
Relax.
As the mayor, I initiated this proceeding under Section 5.4 of the City Charter, which allows for removal from office of an elected official if they violate the charter. I believe Commissioner Hendrick violated that charter, and we have 6 elements of charter violations. These have nothing to do with the pending employee investigation and nothing to do with any current employee issues. I am asking this commission to review these violations with absolute clarity with what we are doing here today. We are reviewing the actions of a city commissioner that violate the charter. It disturbs me that even before this hearing takes place, there is a sign on the front lawn of a city commissioner taking a position on this matter before we even conduct this hearing. This is wrong, Commissioner Clausen. If I had my way, this commissioner would not be allowed to vote.
Are you going to attack
City
everybody
Attorney
on this
Davis. City Attorney Davis, do you have anything you would like to add to this introduction?
Just very briefly, I want to make it clear to the commissioners and to the audience that the matters presented here under Section 5.4 of the City Charter are alleged violations of the Charter by a City Commissioner. This is not a hearing about any underlying employee issues, nor will there be any discussion about any underlying employee issues, employee investigations, or employee disciplinary matters of any kind. So any public comment that raises those issues will not be addressed by any of the commissioners. And commissioners, I would like to make it clear to you that we are not here to discuss anything beyond that is set forth by the mayor in the 6 alleged issues involving the city charter. Any discussions on any other issues would be wholly inappropriate and wrong, and I'm urging you not to be engaged into any such discussions, despite attempts that might be made to bring you into those conversations. So with that, that's all I have to say.
Chief, can you ask the rest of those people to come in before we continue? Because we're going to go into public comment, and it's important that everybody hears everyone. We have plenty of seats available still.
They want to step in.
Then they're not going to be able to hear.
That's their choice to make.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Two more.
Seats over here.
Thank you. Sir, you don't want to come in?
Bill, can you
Okay.
move your agenda so someone can sit there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we're ready to move on. Public comment. Anyone is welcome to address the City Commission. Please state your name and whether you are a Marine City resident or a non-resident. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Commission will not respond. Please respect the podium and be considerate of the audience that is trying to listen to everything that is being said. Please refrain from independent conversation that disrupts the person at the podium. Everyone at the podium deserves our attention and respect. The mayor is the presiding chair of this meeting, and it is my duty to ensure that meetings are conducted in an efficient and respectful manner. Those that do not follow these guidelines will receive 1 gavel warning. If disruption continues to occur, violators will be escorted out of the meeting. Now is the time for public comment. Who would like to go?
Hi.
Go ahead, sir.
Hi. I'd just like to remind the city that local policy does not have the authority to supersede statutory law or federal law. If your local policy had the power to do that, every municipality in the state would simply be replacing a minority figure that disagreed with them. This is a total mockery. I would ask that this be adjourned immediately.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
She was up first.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, you go ahead. I'll go next.
Hello, my name is Janet DeMist. I reside at 308 Ward Street in the city of Marine. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone to speak to you this afternoon. You know, in the 1930s, things were very bleak. People were hungry and out of work. Some families actually took turns eating meals and made shoes out of old rubber car tires. Well, out of all this came a man who lightened hearts. His name was Will Rogers. This man twirled his lasso in a circular fashion, telling it like it was to vaudeville audiences of mostly political men. He would smile and laugh and say things like, "There are people running the government today who shouldn't play with matches. Common sense ain't even common sense anymore." Will Rogers actually had politicians laughing at themselves. They nominated the guy for governor of Oklahoma. He declined. The reason I'm telling you about Will Rogers is, you know, we have to lighten up here. Our mamas taught us in the 2nd grade, "Sticks and stones break our bones, words will never hurt us." I thought public shaming was abolished. It's enough already. We got all the memos. We have to get over it. And please, please, would you just be so kind as to get back to doing city business? The point I'm trying to convey is we must stop making Marine City and Marine City residents look like a bunch of bozos. And moving on, another staunch person of the 1930s was Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt. She reminds me of someone. Eleanor was a big gal. She was 6 feet tall. She'd put that babushka on and tell Franklin, her husband, "Will people ever be wise enough to refuse to follow bad leaders who take away freedom of people?" This wonderful and wise man listened. As a result, did many great things for our country. Eleanor and Franklin truly complemented one another. Well, with all this being said, you all are a reflection of us, the townspeople. Today that reflection looks grim and troublesome. We really don't need the negative rhetoric any longer when speaking about Lisa Hendrick. Be judicious and prudent in your decision-making. Lisa has been here a number of years and brings pure honesty to the table. Her words may not always be lawyered up perfect, but they are tried and true. Please just stop it and move on. In the words of Monica Conyers at the Detroit City Council meeting, just do your job. Just do your job. We don't want a rock'em sock'em community. It's enough. I think you agree, it's enough. And P.S. I thought Halloween was great. You guys did a good job. Just a great job. Had a lot of kids and a lot of fun. Thank you very much. And it didn't even rain. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Popolok Shack 546 Chartier. Just want to say to all the city commissioners, you've got your charter, and then you have the voting public. And this is Commissioner Hendrick is a top vote getter. She has brought nothing but honesty and pure loyalty to the people she serves in this community. She is a voice for the people in this community. And I am asking this commission to consider gravely before you make any decision to possibly disenfranchise the voters that have voted for her and want her on this commission. Ultimately, it should be the voters' decision and not this commission's decision to remove an elected official from a position of office. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good afternoon. My name is Bill Langeman. I am a non-resident. I represent Lisa Hendrick. I read the allegations under section 5.4 that were presented, some of which, at least the first paragraph that appears, have been read aloud today. In each one of the allegations, they cite a code or a section of the charter. I've read each section several times, none of which apply to the facts in the allegation. All right? And if they are on point, they actually support Lisa Hendrick and any action she may have taken. All right? And even more disturbing, and I'm obviously not a resident from Marine City, I don't know the community as well as you do, but I live in a small town, Inlay City, and I get the small town situation. I understand it. I understand some of the interplays. This allegation is wholly unsubstantiated. They did not, today they dropped off a packet. There was not one piece of evidence in the packet that actually corresponds to any allegation. And the problem with doing that is, I took typing in high school. Miss Hendrick can type. There's nothing preventing her from making unsubstantiated allegations and forcing one of these commissioners to incur legal fees and be sitting right here. And then that commissioner can get upset and they can type up some unsubstantiated allegations against another commissioner. And the whole commission can just be lobbing unsubstantiated allegations against each other. Now, I'm an attorney. I come from the legal world, like Mr. Davis. Okay? And in the legal world, if you do that, they can sanction you. And you can actually have to pay the attorney fees for lobbying those unsubstantiated allegations. Unfortunately, as the charter sits today, there is no repercussion. The only repercussion is for Lisa Hendrick to go home and do the same thing they're doing. Type up some unsupported allegations, make up some stuff, because there's no penalty in the charter. Why not do it? Okay? The only penalty will be with the community to vote someone out. That's the penalty. Okay? And so now, she's going to have to incur legal fees on something they don't even have you know, the section 5.4, the very first thing that they, and they don't apply to this case, but they talk about the governor's statute, and they actually cite a statute. Because the governor has the ability to remove someone as a city commission officer. All right? And before that happens, they must, as a part of that statute, they must include exhibits and affidavits sworn under oath and notarized, submitted with the allegations. Here, we have somebody sitting at a typewriter making allegations. Lobbying them out there, okay, forcing her to incur legal fees, all right, trying to override the will of the people. And I just don't, I think that before we even get into that, because they're unsubstantiated, because if you read the actual, I can't call them a statute, but charter section, they don't apply. And they're silent on those things, where they support her, that we shouldn't even get to that point. And I'm asking the commissioners that as soon as we get to that point, to simply just throw it away and end this before we get into a situation where everyone is making allegations against everyone else and we don't get any business done. Or at least Marine City doesn't get any business done. Because after I'm done with this, I get to go down to the city. You guys are the ones that have to live here. And, you know, I don't think it's the right way to run a city. Thank you.
Anyone else? Rosalie?
Don't remove Lisa from the board. It doesn't matter if she's not a team player. This isn't Marine City football, this is politics. It's good to have different personalities and opinions on the board. Without friction, you don't get traction. If two people always agree, one of them isn't necessary. Don't remove Lisa from the board.
Anyone else?
Sure.
Go ahead.
345 North Elizabeth. I am a resident of this town, almost 18 years. You just heard it from a lawyer to lawyer for this city. He just told you legally what you can do. So y'all just made this up for nothing to try to get someone off this board that we voted in. If anybody's gonna get voted off this board, we're gonna vote them off this board. Not the mayor, not the city manager, not anybody else on this commission, because the law says so. That lawyer just told you that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm a non-resident. Before I begin, I understand that my t-shirt is a little bit controversial, possibly inappropriate, but it's not near as inappropriate as what this mayor is doing and her desperate dictatorial power grab. I'm here to support Lisa against this unlawful approach of authority by this mayor. And the fact is, this meeting is a waste of taxpayer time and money. In Marine City's 156-year history, not once has this charter been used to remove a board member from office. According to MCL 168, section 369, the only way to remove a commissioner from office is through recall or from the governor. This mayor has overdrawn her authority time and time again. To be honest, I can see why you're trying to get rid of Lisa. If I was as corrupt as you are, I would do the same exact thing. First, she blew the top off your plans to secretly sell the old City Hall and Guy Center. After your failure to catch something on a background check, she expects you to be open, honest, and transparent. Jeez, that's too much. In all seriousness, Lisa was the top vote getter every single time. The only way this mayor got there was by being unopposed, and trust me, that won't happen again. Also, as she is the owner of the Little Bar, I urge anyone and everyone not to patronize her business. We need to peacefully boycott and send a message that this assault on our democratic process and opposition to free speech is unacceptable. I used to work there for the former owners who were good people, and it used to be a great place. It's sad that we have to do this, but maybe it's the only way to wake her up. Hit her right where it hurts, the pocketbook. Lisa is a voice for the people. She listens to the residents and comes to this board and fights for their interests. She's not here to be your friend or your boozing buddy. She's here to represent those that elect her, and she does a darn good job. Each regular meeting is video recorded and aired on Channel 6 and posted on YouTube, something that we all take for granted. Lisa fought for that, and she's the reason that they are, and we're able to watch them. The mayor was quoted in the newspaper that the reason she was attempting to remove Lisa from office couldn't be stated until the meeting. That's not the way this works. Lisa has a right to due process, and how can she have due process without knowing what she's accused of? The other day, people held a protest, and your henchmen threatened us, attempted to disrupt, and shut it down. I have had many conversations with commissioners that were very respectful, and I'm hopeful that they'll make the right decision. My suggestion would be a motion to dismiss this sham illegal meeting, and it would be in order. According to the city charter, the mayor has no right to arbitrarily bring this to the commission. Disagreeing with someone is not a reason to vote someone off a board. Last time I checked, this is still America. You hold a meeting at 3:30 p.m. in order to prevent it being recorded by Channel 6. Many people are just now getting out from work. I couldn't even shower yet, but it still doesn't stink as bad what's in here. It's underhanded. When the mayor usurps her authority in unprecedented fashion, it's the job of this commission to rein her in. And boy, this is a doozy. I saw hundreds of people honking and giving thumbs up on Saturday at the protest. I have talked to a lot of people in and around this community, and Lisa, you have a ton of support. The only reason the mayor didn't attempt to recall her is because Lisa Hendrick has the overwhelming support of this community, and the mayor knows it. I urge citizens of Marine City to stand strong with Lisa and against this assault on the democratic process. Remember, you represent the people, not the mayor. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Sir, I just wanted a clarification. Were you a resident or non-resident? And did you have a name and address?
I'd prefer not to say.
Okay.
You can't even say if you're a resident or a non-resident?
He's not required to say.
Just asking.
Statutory law allows me to remain silent.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Mr. Fairtime.
Good afternoon. My name is Bill Greatep, 9200 River Road. Thank you for commission members for letting me speak today. City Commission makes policy and laws that regulate community life, hires a professional city manager, and approves the budget prepared by the city manager. The city manager executes day-to-day operations of the city. The commission acts as a single body, and staff implements the direction of the commission. The commission manager form of government limits the level of government to a single legislative policy-making body, that being the commission, and a professional administrative agent, that being the city manager. The commission determines not only the laws that regulate community life, but also what public policy is, and gives direction to the city manager to carry out the day-to-day operations of the city in a businesslike and a prudent manner. The commission manager form is the system of local government that combines the strong political leadership of elected officials in the form of a single governing body with the strong managerial experience of a city manager. Collectively acting as one, the city commission adopts goals and objectives and establishes policy to be carried out by the city manager. They also hire and establish the salary of the city manager. They are responsible for spending the taxpayer dollars, but individually, they have no authority to create any indebtedness. It is important to note that the City Commission acts as one entity, and no one member has any extraordinary powers beyond those of other members. The mayor and the mayor pro tem do have some additional duties but the mayor and commission members are collectively and equally responsible for establishing policy, adopting a budget, and hiring the city manager. It is crucial that the city commission provide the city manager with clear policy direction and be consistent with mission and policy. Policy is established by at least a majority vote of the council. While individual members may disagree with decisions of the majority, a decision of the majority does bind the commission to a course of action. In turn, it is the city manager's responsibility to ensure the policies of the commission and that they are upheld. As a commission member, complaints about city personnel may be received. The city manager is the city commission's employee and responsible for city personnel. Therefore, any employee complaint should be forwarded to the city manager for internal investigation and resolution. Individually, it is always best for a commission member to discuss any concerns about an agenda item or any other controversial issue with the city manager before a commission meeting. In this way, the problem has a higher likelihood of being quickly resolved. In the very least, the commission member will know the manager's point of view. Each commission member has the same authority as any other commission member. Each commission member has one vote, and the majority becomes the voice of the commission. The city manager is appointed by the commission for an indefinite term by affirmative vote of at least 4 candidates. The city manager is the chief administrative officer. The city manager is empowered to hire and discharge all employees. The offices of city clerk and city treasurer are hired by the commission, but upon the recommendation of the city manager. The city manager is required to create and organize departments, see that all ordinances are properly and equally enforced, prepare an annual budget for the commission's review, and report on the commission's financial and administrative activities each fiscal year. Staff resources are limited and fully devoted to carrying out commission determined priorities and programs. Council members are welcome to frequent City Hall, but should take care not to disrupt normal staff activities. City staff should never be used for personal business affairs. Commission members should refrain from giving staff direction. They should work through the city manager. Individual commission members are not allowed by law to create any indebtedness of taxpayers. Remember, the city manager and staff must carry out the directions of the commission as a whole and not the goals of an individual member. Any commissioner who violates their oath of office or the city charter must be held accountable.
Anyone else?
Over.
Go ahead.
Michael Frank, I am a resident. I find it interesting that I heard that the mayor and maybe the city manager reached out to Dave Vandenbosch to probably make that same kind of speech. But I guess the loser of the last election was the only person they could get, because obviously Dave Vandenbosch is not for this farce. And yeah, you can look how many people are here. This time of this meeting is ridiculous. You knew you should have had it at 3:30. You knew you should have had it at 7. But you try to do it at a time when people can't get here, but as you see, it didn't quite work. So I have just a couple things to read here. First thing was to the commission, whom I didn't get a reply from on the emails, but here it is anyways, in case people didn't read it on Facebook. So it says, Dear Commissioners, I'm writing you in regards to the very unfortunate recent events with respect to Lisa Hendrick and the Commission's attempt to remove her from council. I'm very much opposed to this or any other form of democracy degradation by attempting to silence those across the aisle. You can imagine what government would look like if this was widely permitted. It is imperative that representatives from all angles and all opinions be evaluated in order to form an outcome in which compromise allows a fair, not perfect, but a fair resolution. And that is not possible if the opposition is removed. This is a very dangerous and reckless approach which will not help us move forward, only hinder our progress as we are focused on everything but progression. We already have a state police investigation. Now this commission is putting one of its colleagues on trial, which is going to take all focus away from where it should be, how to make Marine City great. I am asking that you please reconsider your position's attack on Lisa Hendrick, which is in turn an attack on us as citizens of Marine City. I hope you will see reason and stop this, but if not, I'm asking you to at least change the time of the meeting, which you guys didn't do. And I have one that's directly to the mayor. Miss Mayor, somehow you still fail to understand how much Lisa Hendrick means to us and just how loved she is by the people of Marine City. You also seem to be failing with your perception of just how little we think of you and your performance as mayor, which is very common with delusional megalomaniacs. So let me try to be as clear as possible to avoid any further misperceptions. When Lisa asks a question, you should listen, because that question is our voice. When you don't agree with Lisa, you should give a true evaluation of the issue and work towards a solution, not dismiss her, because when you do, you're dismissing us. Any and all attacks on Lisa are an attack on us, and we will not stand by without action. You can very much expect and count on political, professional, and business, picketing, as you saw, consequences for your actions. I get the feeling that a few of the other brave council members are not for this attack on our city's democratic process, but there are a couple others that have made it clear where they stand. And to you spineless followers that are on the wrong side of right, you can expect the same as the mayor you blindly follow. I sincerely hope that after some further reflection, this attack on us is reconsidered and we can focus less on personal vendettas and more on moving this city forward while respecting the voice of its people. So if you didn't catch that, any one of you guys that vote for this, you can count on it picketing every business, every house, residence. You want to say maybe that's not appropriate, but this is our home. What you guys are trying to do by taking away representatives to protect what we want is an attack on our home. So we're going to come to yours.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Laura Scotcha, not a resident, but a property owner.
Paul Merchant, resident. I'm going to be handing out what Laura's going to read to you, so you have it in front of you as she goes about doing that.
Dear City Manager Tapman, Mayor Verkaman, and Commissioners, we are writing in support of the hearing brought forth by Mayor Verkaman against Elizabeth Lisa Hendrick. We will speak on information pertaining to items 3 and 6 of the notice of hearing. Megan Pierce, our city treasurer, who was on maternity leave, approached Paul Merchant and I outside the Guy Center prior to the commission meeting on September 2nd, 2021. She seemed very agitated and began telling us that she had information against Holly Tapman. She also went on to tell us that the city had not done a level 2 background check. She mentioned to us that Holly Tapman was the one that requested some of the level 2 background items to be removed. She also told us that she and Chief Heslop had given this information to Lisa Hendrick. We didn't understand how someone who was on leave had access to critical personnel information regarding the hiring of a new city manager. We were bewildered at what was said, but once we entered the meeting, it was apparent that Lisa Hendrick, Megan Pierce, and Chief Heslop had an agenda. As we say at this meeting, we recognize Lisa's behavior as being relentless. Attorney Bob Davis did a good job at explaining exactly why things were done as they were and that there were failings. We felt that this was understandable, given the city was being run by interim city manager Mike Itrich, who did his best. We both felt that an error was made, but it was non-intentional. Yet Lisa continued to question this because she was pushing an agenda. The question is, if Lisa Hendricks had pertinent information, why was it not shared immediately with the rest of the commissioners? The day after the meeting, we were told that Aaron Atkinson did not attend his son's football game on September 2nd because a city official had called him and told him to remain on call because he may have to act as interim DPW manager. After hearing this, we were convinced that Lisa Hendrick, Megan Pierce, and Chief Heslip were attempting an ousting or coup of Mike Itrich at that meeting. In no uncertain terms has this mayor let the city down. We commend her for her courage, backbone, and integrity to initiate a hearing in order to address the 6 items of concern. Former mayors and city employees have wanted to do what Mayor Verkaman has brought about today. We have known Cheryl Verkaman for 6 years, and in that time, she has always considered the growth of Marine City first. She is truly a positive advocate for Marine City, its residents, and surrounding communities. She stepped forward and ran for mayor when no one else would, knowing it was a thankless and time-consuming position. She spearheaded a raffle fundraiser that raised over $7,000 for the city and also the Chamber of Commerce. She was instrumental in bringing the kayak launch to the Bell River and has been front and center with the Marine City Municipal Marina Project. She created the Mayor Minute on CTV to keep citizens abreast of important topics. She also sits on boards within the city. As mayor, she was always looking for new ideas and ways to help promote Marine City. She was responsible for bringing Santa to the streets in Marine City in 2020 during COVID, which in turn brought joy and happiness to so many residents. She resides and owns a successful business in Marine City and has not had any legitimate allegations brought up against her. We believe that if Lisa Hendrick or any commissioner has broken the city charter, then they would have to accept the consequences and be punished accordingly. A city charter provides a legal foundation for our local system of government and needs to be respected. We stand behind our mayor. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Bill Haas, 203 Pleasant Street. Everybody's comments here are probably just going to be that they spoke. You guys do what you want, you always have been. You know, we've had a treasurer who illegally moved money. We've had a treasurer whose buddy was able to have his business sign in front of his house. So there's been a lot of shenanigans over the years. I've been to the FBI on people. You had Becky Lepley tell Terrence Avery how to vote at 1 hour, 29 minutes, 29 seconds, but nobody opened their mouth. You know, I went to the FBI on that too. Apparently the FBI only cares about money. So you people do what you want. You guys get rid of Lisa Hendricks, I'll guarantee you, I'll walk the streets like I did for PA 33. There's going to be hundreds of emails going to Dana Nessel, our Attorney General. So you guys think about that one.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Pam Pettiford, St. Clair Township. I came today because I was very concerned about the protests outside of Mayor Verkaman's business. It really disturbed me to see a city and elected official who's trying to make serious decisions in regard to the city government picketed at her place of business. This behavior is totally out of bounds. Everyone who serves on a small municipal board makes a huge sacrifice of both time and money, and this is especially true when you're a business owner. When you're trying to operate your
Sorry. Last warning in the back. Go ahead, Pam.
Your income should never be jeopardized. And after all our businesses in this country, especially our restaurant businesses, have suffered so much with the COVID lockdowns, this just was over the top. If you want to rant and rave at a public meeting, that's acceptable. Writing letters to the newspaper, talking to your neighbors is also acceptable form of protest. However, when you intimidate patrons only looking to go out for a nice meal You've gone way over the line. And it's truly ugly when this happens in a small town. Because when we live in a small town, we are all neighbors. We see each other at the bank, the grocery store, and our children attend school together. How does this behavior harm your city? Well, it will definitely make it harder to get good candidates for both your elected and appointed offices in the future. How will this encourage future business people to come here and invest their money? And people do due diligence before they come and invest thousands or millions of dollars. And I'm not even talking about people who want to be elected officials. Please remember your actions have consequences. And for all of you who have a tough decision here to make, I pray for you to have wisdom and courage to make whatever decision is the right thing for the city of Marine City.
Anyone else? Okay. I'm going to end public comment then. I just want to say again, just to reiterate after public comment, that I took an oath to uphold our city charter, and when I believe an elected official is not following the charter, I must bring this to the City Commission for review and possible action. That is what we're doing here today. As mayor, I initiated this proceeding under Section 5.4 of the City Charter, which allows for removal from office of an elected official if they violate that charter. I believe Commissioner Hendrick violated that charter, and we have 6 elements of charter violations. These have nothing to do with the pending investigation against an employee and nothing to do with any current employee issues. I am asking this commission to review these violations with absolute clarity with what we are doing here today. We are reviewing the actions of a city commissioner that violate the charter. Now we're moving into new business. Before you are the 6 charges.
Madam Mayor, just as a matter of procedure for council, I think the mayor intends to proceed through all 6 charges, read the charges, link them to the appropriate charter provision as I understand, and then the floor will be completely turned over to you and Lisa for your response. That's what I was getting at. Okay, I think you're ready to proceed.
Yep. This is the hearing for the City Commissioner, Elizabeth Hendrick, Lisa Hendrick. Marine City Charter Section 5.4, removal from office. Before you are the 6 charges. I'm going to read each charge in a manner that it was written. Then I'm going to show that the charter was violated in the manner alleged. So number 1. In connection with the alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did directly contact outside special legal counsel on or about September 23, 2021, without approval by the City Commission in violation of Section 3.13G, like George, of the City Charter. Section 3.13, Attorney Functions and Duties. G, upon the recommendation of the attorney or upon its own initiative, the Commission may retain special legal counsel to handle any matter in which the city has an interest or to assist and counsel with the attorney therein. Commissioners, you have materials in front of you, the exact email communications from Commissioner Hendrick to an outside legal counsel, and that communication was not authorized by this commission as a whole. Under the charter, the commission has the authority to retain outside legal counsel. One commissioner does not have this right to act alone. Number 2, in connection with the alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick caused outside special legal counsel to incur legal service fees without an agreement between the City Commission and that legal counsel in violation of Section 3.14 of the City Charter. And the charter reads, section 3.14, called compensation of attorney and special counsel. No such special compensation nor any compensation to any special legal counsel shall be paid except in accordance with an agreement between the commission and the attorney or special counsel made before the service for which such special compensation is to be paid and has been rendered. Our city attorney contacted outside legal counsel and confirmed that outside legal counsel incurred legal service invoices as a result of the contact from Commissioner Hendrick acting alone. We are advised an invoice for those services will be forthcoming. Number 3, this is charge number 3. In a connection with an alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did receive direct contact from 2 department heads and did not thereafter communicate the information to the city manager or the city commission in violation of section 3.11 of the city charter. Section 3.11 reads this relationship of commission to administrative service. It says, except for the purpose of inquiry, the commission and its members shall deal with the administrative services solely through the city manager, and neither the commission nor any member thereof shall give orders to any of the subordinates of the city manager. Commissioners did not receive any communication regarding this issue. Commissioner Hendrick admitted in a televised city meeting on September 2nd, 2021, that she received information from 2 department heads and thereafter acted alone without advising anyone on city commission. She did not request a special meeting or any form of communication to present these communications. Number 4, in connection with an alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did initiate an investigation by contacting the city attorney and outside special legal counsel in violation of section 6.8 of the city charter. Section 6.8 investigations of the city charter reads, the commission or any person or committee authorized by it for the purpose shall have power to inquire into the conduct of any department, office, or officer, and to make investigations as to municipal affairs. And for that purpose, the commission may summon witnesses, administer oaths, and compel the attendance of witnesses and the production of books, papers, and other evidence. The city attorney has confirmed that he was contacted directly by Commissioner Hendrick on August 20, 2021 via text, voicemail, and direct conversation, and asked to initiate an investigation on the level of background information on new city manager Holly Tapman, and on the anonymous letters received from someone in Lexington. The attorney did commence an investigation and legal fees were incurred against the city. Number 5, in connection with an alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did cause there to be a contractual legal relationship with the law firm of Plunkett Cooney without approval by the City Commission as a whole, in violation of Section 3.2 of the City Charter. Section 3.2 contracts, this is the City Charter. 13.2 contracts. The City Charter reads, the authority to contract on behalf of the city is vested in the Commission and shall be exercised in accordance with the provisions of statute and of this charter, provided that purchases and sales may be made by the city manager, subject to the provisions of Section 13.1. So no single commissioner can start a contract or a contact with an outside attorney. By contacting an attorney on any legal issue, that commences an attorney-client relationship and starts the running of legal fees. In fact, only the commission as a whole can establish any contact that binds the city. Number 6, in connection with the alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did come into possession of a personnel file record and did not report that issue to the City Commission for consideration, investigation, and possible action. And now I'm going to let our city attorney talk about information about this.
Well, on that issue, when Lisa contacted me on August 20th of 2021, she was indicating that there was an issue with the background investigation relating to Holly Tatman and the receipt by the city of certain communications from some anonymous source in Lexington. She said that she had possession of records that supported that and asked me to initiate an investigation into those two issues. I wasn't sure what she had relating to the background investigation issue, and I wasn't sure about these letters, although I had, I think, at some point opined on those letters in some way by email. So the background investigation that was the day after the 19th meeting in August, the very day after, there's an allegation that the background investigation for the new potential city manager was woefully inadequate. I had never reviewed any such background investigation, and I didn't know that the city commissioners had any.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what number is this? What number allegation are you referencing right here?
We're on number 6, sir.
Oh, we're on number 6 still, okay, all right.
I think we are. Yeah.
I don't know. Because here in the number 6
Was I
it
talking
says,
too long?
well, in number 6 it says, do you work for Plunkett Cooney?
No, I don't.
The allegation says Plunkett Cooney, and, oh, I'm sorry, allegation, I'm sorry, I was looking at allegation 5, right, there's a backside, I apologize. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You got it?
Yep. But that was with a personnel issue.
So anyways.
Personal file?
I'll just continue on. So anyways, I wasn't sure at that time about the background investigation. I had limited involvement with Holly Tetman at that point in time. So it occurred to me that in the conversation, there was a document that showed that the background investigation was allegedly woefully inadequate. And there was conversation that there was possession of these letters, I think, that were addressed to the mayor and the mayor pro tem from an anonymous source in Lexington. So I don't know how anyone came into possession of the background investigation. I don't know how they obtained a copy of that. I don't know who obtained a copy of that. But it appeared to me that during that conversation, Lisa had evidence that there was a woefully inadequate background investigation. So that is the history on that particular issue. It would not be appropriate for one of you to have information relevant to the hiring of the new city manager, and not for all of you to have that. So as you know, from that point forward, August 20th was August 19th was your second meeting of August, if you recall. So there wasn't going to be a meeting for a while. So what I did was I worked through our police chief and through others, and I came to my own conclusion that, you know, the level of investigation needed to be elevated and confirmed at a level 3. I took action to make sure that a level 3 was completed. I took action to make sure that by the time you met again, you would have a full level 3. When you got to that meeting, you had a full level 3. And by ratification, we had to do it going backwards. We had to ratify the action of accepting that level 3, if you would call, at that meeting. And then there was a motion that failed to reconsider the hiring of the city manager at that meeting as well. So it produces unnecessary work if only one of you has information that is very relevant to an issue particularly when you're at only in August 19th and 20th, and your next meeting isn't, for quite some time. So I did my best to react to the singular information that I received. I did inquire as to where the information was received, and I was not provided with those sources, and I didn't press on that issue.
Okay.
Mr. Davis, may I ask a question? So regarding allegation number 6 then, Ms. Hendrick never actually provided you with any personnel file record?
She did not. I just said, I did not. She just alluded to the fact that she had information relative to the background investigation.
She never...
And that...
Okay.
And that it was woefully inadequate.
Okay. And she never told you that she actually had a personnel file record?
She said she had records to support it.
I guess...
But not a person... No, you're right.
Right?
Your question, the answer is she did not say that.
Okay. Have you, and so when she brought up this issue that the background check to you was potentially not what it was supposed to be, your subsequent investigation actually verified her statement to you?
I looked into it. I started with a call to Mike Gittridge, who I think had communication directly with the investigation company. I think I reached out to Jim and got some information that I think Jim thought maybe it was woefully inadequate. But again, I still did not see the evidence. No one provided me, and I had no way to communicate to the commission that it was actually inadequate. So, it's August 20th. It's the morning after the 19th. You weren't here, but on the 19th, this body took action to complete the hiring process of the new city manager. So I went off like I do on Fridays in my little motor home, and I'm cruising around, and I start getting phone calls that the background investigation for the city manager that we just hired is woefully inadequate, and then I'm looking at documents that confirm that, and also there are these...
Where did you get those documents from?
I said, I was being told that someone was looking at documents that established that, and that there were letters, anonymous letters from some anonymous person in Lexington had written letters, and I said, I understand, and apparently she had possession, at least had possession of those.
Okay, so...
Or I don't know,
how do you know that?
You didn't say you had possession of them, but you were referring to them.
Okay, so my guess, again, I'm going to ask the same question again.
I'm a bad witness, sir.
Pardon?
I'm a bad witness.
Yeah. So you did do some investigation because you ended up asking the commission to do to complete a level 3 investigation subsequently.
No, but what had happened was there was no time because we weren't having another meeting. So what I did was I took action to look into what level of investigation was done.
What was that level?
I don't know if it had a level. It was somewhere between something and something, but what I confirmed is that it should have been a level 3.
Okay.
So I went to Mr.
So again, I'm sorry, but again, the question was, your testimony was that she brought to you information that it might not have been done, the background done appropriately, or done the level that, it was inadequate. You did some research and investigation, and what you found actually supported that statement. Would that be an accurate summary of what you're...
No, what I did was my own investigation because I wasn't given any document that she was relying on. She obviously had information that the rest of this commission did not have. So I started from scratch.
And what you found supported that statement though, right?
It
was not done
supported
properly.
the fact that I wanted to get a level 3 before this commission, before the next meeting, which meant I had to get to Mr. Pfeiffer on my own. And then I had to ask this commission to ratify that decision, post-action, to confirm that the commission was on board with receiving the level 3.
Isn't it true that the commission earlier authorized a level 2 background?
That's correct.
Okay. And level 3 would be less stringent than level 2? Would that be accurate? A less stringent background?
I have to turn to my advisor.
Yes, sir.
That would be true. I'm not that familiar. At that point, I was just learning what level 1, 2, and 3
So,
was.
regarding allegation number 6, you really have no evidence to suggest that she ever came into possession of a personnel file. Would that be accurate?
Well, I did subsequently learn that the first background investigation, the one that was allegedly woefully inadequate, was placed in Holly Tatman's personnel file.
Okay.
And somehow, somebody got possession of
How do you know that?
Well, I don't. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Well, I'm just saying, if you don't know that, you can't say someone came into possession if you don't know it.
Can I finish?
Yes. Finish, please.
So it was in her personnel file, and then I get an allegation that the actual investigation is woefully inadequate. I'm looking at something that demonstrates that. What would somebody be looking at to realize that an investigation was not adequate? They'd be looking at the investigation. How did the person?
Maybe, that's you
Okay.
don't know that, right?
I don't know that.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So you're just making something up.
Really?
It's possible. I mean, that's possible, but we don't know.
I don't think so, sir.
I would ask you to just answer the question based on your actual knowledge.
Sir, this is not your time to put me under oath. If you want to go under oath, you can, I'm not. So here's the answer to your question. Somebody contacts me and says, the investigation is woefully inadequate.
Okay.
Would you assume that that person must know what the investigation was?
Again, first of all, the information that the mayor read said that we have an opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses.
Okay.
So I'm asking the questions, all right, number one. Number two, I don't think you can assume. No, I don't. I mean, I don't think we want to remove a duly elected commissioner based on an assumption. That's, I guess.
And maybe she can testify.
Maybe she can, but I don't want you to assume. I want you to only testify to
Maybe she can answer my questions.
I only want you to testify to things that you actually know.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I know.
All right.
On August 20th, one day after a night meeting where the new city manager was approved as the new city manager, I get a phone call, a series of phone calls, text messages. I finally return the phone call. I have the voicemails. I return the phone call. The phone call says, we have a problem. Well, what's the problem? The problem is the investigation of the city manager is not adequate. How do you know that? I heard it from a very valid source, and I've seen the documents. Number two, the city commission was not provided with certain anonymous letters received from somebody in Lexington. How do you know that? I've heard it from reliable sources, and I've seen the letters. So, counselor, based on that, what would you conclude?
Well, I wouldn't make a conclusion that she's actually seen a personnel file. Number one, a letter from an anonymous source probably is not in a personnel file. Okay? So I guess
Well,
I would not assume.
assuming
First of all, I'm not going to assume anything, but I don't want you to assume anything.
Okay.
So she never told you that she had a personnel file, correct?
She told me she had a record showing the background investigation was inadequate. The only place that background investigation was at that point in time was in her personnel file.
Okay. Now,
Because I asked,
okay.
counselor,
Okay.
did somebody put it in her personnel file?
You asked who?
I was told
Who'd you ask?
the clerk.
Okay.
And I
And
was-
how would someone get a personnel file out?
I don't know.
Are they, to your knowledge, are they locked up in the city office somewhere?
To my knowledge, they normally are.
And do the commissioners have keys to these?
They do not.
So.
You want to ask who does?
The question is,
Apparently not.
again, how about I ask the questions? And you'll have an opportunity.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, the commissioners don't have a key, and
Do the commissioners have regular access to the personnel files?
No,
Okay. Do you have access to the personnel files?
no,
Does
nor
the,
do I want it.
does the mayor have access?
No,
Does the city manager have access?
yes,
Okay. And does the city clerk have access?
no, the treasurer does.
Okay. And I have no further questions of this witness. So I guess regarding...
Are you taking over now? Are we done with your presentation?
I had one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said they were
No,
going to
it's
read them
all
and then we were done, so...
That's all right.
No, we're not.
Okay, go ahead.
So there are 6 charter violations that I'm bringing to the commission under section 5.4 of our charter. Commissioner Hendrick has the right to speak on these issues and present evidence to respond. I will now turn this meeting over to Commissioner Hendrick for rebuttal. Commissioners and audience, please do not interrupt Commissioner Hendrick. She has the right to be heard. Thank you.
Okay. Mayor Verkaman, is that Verkaman or Verkaman?
Verkaman.
Verkaman. You said in the beginning that the city charter provides that if a person violates the charter that they can be removed from office. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding.
But that's not really what it says, does it? Doesn't it
That's what the
say?
charter says.
It says for misconduct in office,
That's what this is about.
all right? But not necessarily just a violation of the charter. It's got to actually rise to the level of misconduct. Would that be accurate?
I brought 6 allegations of misconduct.
Okay. And have you read at the bottom of this, it references statute 168.327. Have you read the misconduct for, by statute of removal of city officers by the governor?
Yes, that came across my desk, yes.
Okay. What are some of the criteria?
You tell me.
Well, I'm
I've
going to
got that
object,
memorized.
Counselor. This proceeding is not proceeding under the section A of section 5.4 for any reason specified by statute for removal. We are proceeding under B for misconduct in office under the provisions of the charter.
Right, I understand, and
Yeah.
your objection is noted.
Thank you.
So, there's, in that statute, it defines misconduct. Here, we have no definition of misconduct in the charter, do we? I guess my question is, if Miss or another commissioner jaywalked, would that be misconduct?
No, not as the charter reads.
Okay, well, why not? Wouldn't that be a violation of our ordinance?
Counselor, again, it says for violations of the charter, for misconduct under the provisions of the charter.
And I'm trying to understand, because the misconduct really isn't defined in the charter, is it?
It is defined in the charter.
Where? Please cite that section for me, please.
I'm just going to object to the continuing questions of the mayor on this provision. It's in plain language. Maybe we could read the entire...
Your objection is noted, but we're not in a court of law.
Let her answer. Can I finish?
There's no, first of all, hold on, Mr. Davis, there really is no procedure for this either outlined in the charter.
So then allow
And
me-
so, hold on. And it said right now is my time to ask questions. It never said anything about the city attorney interrupting me. So I guess my question would be, again, where do they define misconduct in the charter?
Do you have a copy of the charter in front of you?
I have the relevant sections. I've done the research. I can't find it. Can you?
Here's the charter. Would you like me to start going through the whole?
I'm asking you. You said it's defined. What is it defined as? I didn't say that. You said that. Don't look at, you don't need to look at, I'm asking you.
I am. I'm not an attorney.
I understand that. So then why, so really the answer is that misconduct really isn't defined in the charter. And it's not your fault, it's no one's fault, but it really isn't defined in the charter, is it? Like what constitutes misconduct?
Specifically?
Yeah. Would you be agree, is that a yes?
Sure.
Okay. So the statute actually gives some examples of extortion, habitual drunkenness, convicted of a felony. We don't have any of those things in this case, do we?
Again, I'm going to object to the question.
Again, this is not your time for that, and it's noted for the record.
Stop.
Sir.
Stop.
Sir.
Let me finish my
There
opinion.
is no
You are not going to ask
procedure for that.
questions about a proceeding we're not proceeding under. 5.4 has two avenues.
I
You
understand.
can remove somebody from office for violations of the charter, or you can remove somebody from office for statutory issues that the governor would have the power to do. We did not find any allegations here that this commissioner, the mayor did not find any allegations that this commissioner violated anything that the statute you are now reading from covers.
And that's not my question,
What
sir,
she
so-
found were violations of the charter.
All right, so, again, my question, and thank you for posing that, but please stop doing that because there's no
Don't
provision.
tell me what I'm gonna
There's
do.
no provision for
Don't
this.
tell
There's
me
no
what I'm
provision
gonna
for this.
do. Counselor?
You gave me the opportunity to ask questions, and it didn't say anything about you interrupting me or objecting to the
You are not
question.
going to proceed with questions that are not
All
relevant
right,
to these.
it is relevant. My question was that like the statute, there's no provision in this charter that defines and gives examples of misconduct like it does in the statute with habitual drunkenness, a felony, and so on. Extortion. Would that be accurate? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, when you made these allegations, did you attach any affidavits or exhibits supporting these allegations?
I stated those.
Right, I understand what you stated. We can type up allegations too. The question is, did you attach to it any actual evidentiary support of any of these allegations?
Everybody received a packet, and in that packet are
Okay. And I,
these evidence. You have it too.
what,
in front of you,
all right,
correct?
so.
Don't you have
so
that packet in front of you?
I do, and I didn't see any evidence in it.
Oh.
So, I'm looking for that. So tell me on the packet,
So Counselor, in connection with number one,
I'm gonna.
13G.
Hold on.
Did you receive the email?
Hold on, I'm asking questions right now. I don't know why, you said, Mr. Langeman, and I think everyone heard it, you stopped and said, this is what's gonna happen. And you said she's gonna read it, and then you get to ask your questions, I give you the floor. So I don't know why
Okay.
you keep trying to take the floor.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm operating
Go
under.
down any road you want,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you. So, under 13G, where under 13G does it say that a commissioner cannot contact council?
Which one are you on?
I'm on 13G. Charter
What violation?
number
are
one.
you on?
That's what you said. 3.13G. You cited that.
And I read it.
Yep. Where does it say that the commissioner cannot contact a?
Upon the recommendation of the attorney, and I'm reading from the charter, which is
okay.
right in front of you.
Yep.
Upon its own initiative.
Or upon its own initiative.
Or upon its own initiative. The commission may retain the commission, not a commissioner.
The commission.
Not a commissioner.
I understand.
May retain special legal counsel to handle any matter in which the city has an interest or to assist and counsel with the attorney therein. It says commission, not commissioner.
It says may retain. What does retain mean?
You tell me, you're the attorney.
Well, I guess my understanding of retain is like someone retains me, like she had to retain me because of these allegations. She had to give me money and enter into a an agreement for legal representation. Do you have any evidence that she has retained special legal counsel? And if so, where is the legal agreement that supports such a statement?
So when someone calls you on the phone,
All right, first of all, I'm asking, hold on, First of all, I'm asking the questions. You had an opportunity to testify, and no, if someone calls me on the phone, I do not have a
I was
retained
just trying
legal.
to get clarification.
Yeah,
to the
no, I
question that
don't.
You answered.
I do not have a legal, the Michigan Rules of Professional Conduct require us to have a signed written agreement, okay? So my question to you is,
I'm just asking this.
hold on, no. My question to you is, does it say in there, under 13.G, that a commissioner shall not contact legal counsel?
The commission may.
Hold on. Does it say that a commissioner shall not contact legal counsel?
No.
No. It does not. Now, it does give you the commission the power to retain an attorney. I see they've done that. All right, I've read some of the minutes. I see they've retained other people. All right. But it does not say what your allegation is alleging. In fact, under the rules of procedure of the Marine City Commission, maybe you have that in your little folder.
I most certainly do in my
Okay.
little folder.
Are you aware of section 13A? 13A reads, this is on page 6 of the rules of procedure of the Marine City Commission. All routine questions should be made through the city manager's office, and this is regarding communication with contractual employees, like an attorney.
Where does it say that?
Communication with contractual employees, and it says city attorney, labor attorney, etc. So, all routine questions should be made through the city's manager's office and forwarded to the contractual employee if needed. Unless, and there's a little semicolon there, and it says, unless there is a question of impropriety on the part of the city manager. So, if there is a question of some impropriety by the city manager, as we had in this situation, wouldn't it be not only a commissioner's right, but wouldn't it be their duty and their obligation to contact legal counsel on their own?
What impropriety of the city manager? I lost you on that one.
Well, my understanding is that this was made in regards to a
We didn't even have a city manager then.
retaliation complaint against a city manager. So, if that is where legal counsel was contacted, so if that's true, and there's no evidence that you've presented that it's not true, that's within her rights to do.
Counselor, we've given you the emails to the outside legal counsel sent by
Yeah.
Commissioner Hendrick.
And I believe there was
The point here has nothing to do with underlying investigation.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Again, I'm sure,
The sole question
the
here
packet of information you gave me.
is whether a commissioner on their own can contact outside and engage outside
Not,
lawyers.
no,
And the answer is no.
Hold on. First of all, I'm not asking you questions. And again, we've been through this procedure and you keep wanting to change the rules as
Can
we
I
go
remind the
along.
audience to please let whoever is speaking, speak?
And this is a little bit of the problem
Thank you.
with the charter itself, is that it's not very detailed in how these things are supposed to go on, and that's why we have these competing roles by me and Mr. Davis here. When reality, you gave me the floor. And so I would appreciate it if, again, that you would stop. So, in the email that you gave me in the packet, there's actually attached to it a copy of a complaint where a email says that I'm being retaliated against by the city manager. So again, that was obviously an impropriety against the city manager. That was where the contact was made, and it is within her rights, duties, and obligations pursuant to Section 13. But isn't that true?
Why didn't you tell the rest of the commission? We're supposed to be.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Again, I think we've misunderstood the process. You had an opportunity to read and make your allegations, and then it says Ms. Hendrick, or an attorney,
You just asked me a question.
Yeah, that's right.
I was answering the
No.
question.
What you were doing was asking a question. Now, my question was, it would be within their rights and obligations to do so. Isn't that correct?
Say that to me again.
You presented to us evidence of an email. It's in the packet. The packet shows that there was an impropriety alleged against the city manager. We don't know if it's true. We don't know. All right? But we know that it was made. And the actual procedure for the commission is pretty specific on that point. If there is allegation of impropriety against the city manager, then the commissioner has a right to go directly to legal counsel. Isn't that what the rules and procedures say?
Does it say commissioner or commission? It's commission.
No, it doesn't.
Read that to me then, please.
It says contractual, it says nothing about it.
So it doesn't say
Well, it
commissioner?
says all routine questions should be made through the city manager's office.
I'm just asking, does it
Yeah.
say commissioner?
No, it doesn't say either one.
It should be commission,
Well,
right?
we know. It doesn't say, I'm reading, there's nothing in here that says commission or commission manager,
So
or
the
commissioner.
commissioner should have went to the city manager.
No, because there was an allegation of impropriety on the city manager, so you have to supersede that, right? And there's no
What was the
procedure.
allegation of impropriety? I'm just asking, I gotta get
All
this
right,
clear.
it says, I'm gonna read it again.
Okay,
You
good.
provided this to me.
And I want you to read it.
Okay. It says, this is an email that was provided to me, where Megan Pierce alleges that she's being retaliated and harassed by the city manager in the workplace.
We're not talking
Hold-
about that case at all.
But you can't say that, she contacted the council based on that.
That's all we're
So
talking
that
about is
she's,
the fact
hold
that-
on. She contacted the
asking a
council
question.
based on that. You submitted this to me, you gave it to me before the meeting started, so I'm assuming it's relevant. And if it wasn't relevant, why are you giving me the information? Okay? So there's a section of the rules of procedure on point that deals with this. And it says she has the opportunity to do that. And
It does not say that, sir, and you know it doesn't say that.
sir,
Read it
again,
read it to the public. Read it to the public.
sir, I am not, you have
You
had
are
your
not gonna
opportunity.
sit there and misquote
You have, I am
what
not,
it says.
I am not.
Let's read it to the public. in
No,
full.
be quiet, please.
No,
Interrupted him the whole time.
all routine
No, I did not.
questions-
Continuously.
He told me that, hold on, again, please stop.
No.
No,
No.
yes. I have the
You are
floor.
not gonna
I have the floor.
You're not gonna
All right,
misrepresent while you're on the floor.
This is
So this is what.
no. This is not a game of who yells the loudest.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not-
this is.
no, Your voice
I'm-
goes up a lot.
I'm asking a question. I have the right to cross-examine, and you don't have the right now to do that.
But
You don't,
you're not-
hold
you are
on.
not
You
gonna
don't
ask-
have the right to do that. I'm asking her a question, and she can answer the question.
No, not when you.
Yes.
Not when you're.
Then she can
not when you're
disagree.
posturing
Then
things
she can
around.
disagree.
All right.
All right?
The
All
public.
right,
should-
no. I am asking the question.
Why don't
It's
we
already been
circulate-
read.
Why don't we circulate a
It's
copy so
already
the
been
public
read.
can read it?
I already read Section A.
Yeah, give it to me.
All routine questions should be made through the city manager's office and forwarded to the contractual employee if needed.
The contractual employee.
Which is defined as a city attorney, labor attorney, etc.
Right.
Unless there's a question of impropriety on part of the city manager. Now, does that not give the right of the commissioner to contact outside counsel? But don't look at him.
I'm gonna look at you too.
I'm asking you, I'm asking you what you think. Okay. Is that a yes?
I think it was a no.
Is that a yes or no?
Be a no.
All right, so you don't know. All right,
Maybe I'll grunt.
so you don't know the answer. So, there's nothing in 13G that says that a commissioner cannot contact council. There's a statute on point, or a procedure on point, that gives a commissioner the opportunity to do so. And wouldn't you agree then that allegation 1 should be dismissed?
No.
Even though there's nothing in the, where in the charter does it say, under what statute does it say that a charter may not do so? A commissioner may not contact legal counsel.
Make sure you're saying outside legal counsel, counselor. Retaining new lawyers.
Yeah, retaining, yeah, where does it say that, it says they can't retain. There's no allegation that she actually retained an attorney. That allegation is not made, is it, Ms. Verkaman? You've never alleged that she retained an attorney on behalf of the council, did you?
When a city commissioner contacts an outside...
Contacts, I said retain.
Can I finish?
Yeah. Finish.
When...
Mr. Cleveland.
Duty calls.
When a city commissioner contacts an outside attorney, when you make a phone call to that
Yep.
attorney, or a text, or an email, you've retained
Based on
that
what?
attorney.
What evidence do you have for that, to support such a statement?
So when
I
someone...
take, hold on, I
I'm
take
asking you-
emails all the
Just ask
time.
me a question and
Yeah.
I'm trying to
What-
answer it.
what support do you
So
have?
you just asked me a question.
What support do you have?
So let me answer.
All right.
So when someone calls you, or texts you, or emails you, isn't that the start of an attorney-client contract? Attorney, I'm asking the attorney.
No, because, I mean, I'll tell you
So
why.
you don't bill
I haven't,
for that?
hold on, I haven't agreed. How can I charge someone if I haven't agreed with them to represent them?
Even if you give...
Hold
them
on, sir,
lawyers.
hold on, sir.
You know your
Hold on,
lawyers.
sir.
You know your
Hold on,
lawyers.
sir. It takes a contract.
No.
We have, sir, it takes a contract, okay? And
That's not
in
true.
order for us to represent, I can't represent her without a contract and without an agreement. And I have not.
She's given her
Hold on, sir.
answer, move along, sir.
Okay. So you have no support for section, allegation 1, is that right?
That's not true.
What evidence did you?
I just told you.
What evidence that we can see or touch do you have? Do you have a contract between the two of them?
We have an invoice.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's the invoice? It was not provided in the
forthcoming.
packet.
It's
Hold on,
forthcoming.
hold on. Was the invoice provided in this packet today?
No.
No, because
Okay,
it's still being
okay,
formulated.
Okay. So it's out there. It may come in, like all the allegations from
Well, that's not a good
Trump.
thing to say now, is it?
All right. Section 2. Allegation 2. You said that she incurred fees in violation of 13.14. 3.14. So, it says at the very end of section 3.14, and you read it, but it says no such special compensation, nor any compensation to any special legal counsel shall be paid, except in accordance with an agreement between the commission and the attorney, or special counsel made before the service for which special compensation is to be paid has been rendered. So, do you have any evidence that she forged some document alleging that she had the ability to enter into an agreement on behalf of the commission?
Forged a document?
Yeah, I mean,
I've never said that she forged a document.
well, how,
You said that, I didn't say that.
well, I'm trying to see, I mean, do you have any evidence that supports that she made an agreement for services for an attorney to represent this commission, and that she signed that alleging she had permission to do so? Do you have any of that evidence?
I don't have any signatures.
Okay. And so if a commissioner did contact under the section 13, a council, doesn't it say that the council won't pay it?
Unless there's a contract with the commission.
Doesn't it say, Ms. Brickhammond, that the council shall not pay it?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Doesn't it say, in the section I read, that...
What section are you reading again?
3.14.
3.14. It says no
Just trying to
special compensation shall be paid except in accordance with the agreement between the commission and the council. Now, my question to you is, if a commissioner contacted an attorney and there was a fee pursuant to section 13 of the rules of procedure for commissioners, unless the only obligation the commission would have to pay that is if that was in accordance with their agreement, that the commission said it's okay to do, right?
So will you...
Hold on, sir. I'm asking again, Ms. Brickhammond.
Are you going to defend us when we don't pay the bill?
I'm asking Ms. Brickhammond.
When the city receives a bill from an attorney, we're going to pay it.
Even though you're not obligated to do so? Unless it's in accordance. I mean, if you have a counsel and you have an attorney and the contact was made in relationship to the rules that you've set forth and made properly, then you pay it. Right? That's a yes?
I'd have to check with the treasurer.
Okay.
I'm not the treasurer.
But
I don't have any history of that.
You would agree?
I just know that she did this in 2005 and racked up almost $15,000.
We're not talking about 2005.
Well, I think...
Well, no, we're not. No, there's no allegation of 2005.
Well, I think
All right,
our citizens
so-
need to know that.
So, again, allegation 2, the statute does not, or I guess I should say the charter, 3.14, does not support your allegation. All right? You have no evidence that Ms. Hendrick entered into an agreement with an outside counsel. Would you agree with that?
Until I get the bill.
Would you agree with that?
Until we get the bill.
The question is right now, you have no invoice right now, do you?
Not yet.
All right, so at this time, you have no knowledge of Ms. Hendrick entering into any agreement with any outside counsel, do you?
Just the emails.
Right, correct. We
Okay.
have emails,
Yeah.
which are in front of you, by the way.
Right, I saw those, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I
talked
just want
about
to make
those.
sure that you saw those
Yeah,
emails.
so that's
Stating-
it.
stating
That's
that
it.
she
An
contacted-
email.
Right.
An
And that
email?
they were going to be billing
So we
us
have
for
one email.
services.
It says that? It says bill the commission? In the email? Where does it say that? I didn't see that part. Holy cow, I missed that, I'm sorry. Read to me that from the email where it says
The
that,
lawyer
go ahead.
is- the
Excuse
lawyer-
me,
the lawyer
excuse
indicated she would
me,
be
where
doing
does
it.
it say in the email you can bill the commission in this email?
It does not say
All
that.
right, thank you. All right. Under section, or allegation number 3. You cite that she received a contact from a department head, I believe.
It
And,
says heads, there's 2.
no, it says department head.
Direct contact from 2 department
No,
heads.
I'm reading, the one I'm reading that was signed on October 21st, maybe? Oh, that's a 1. But it says,
Two department heads.
in connection with an alleged
Are you on
did
the right
receive
line?
direct contact from department head, Megan Pierce.
And
Yeah, but I'm just, right, I understand that.
Gotta put a period in there.
All right. And did not communicate that to the city manager. 3.11. So, as I look through 3.11, where does it say that a commissioner cannot receive a contact from a department head or department heads?
Do you want me to read what I just read previously?
No, I want you
I'll read
to, I want you
it
to tell
again.
me under 3.11, under the charter, that specifically says you cannot receive contact from a department head.
Madam Mayor, you can answer how you want. If you want to read what it says, you can do that.
Because we're going by the charter. So
Yeah.
except for the purpose of inquiry, the commission and its members shall deal with the administrative service solely through the city manager. And neither the commission, I'm going to repeat that,
Yep.
and neither the commission nor any members thereof shall give orders to any of the subordinates of the city manager.
So what order are you alleging in allegation 3 that Ms. Hendrick made to the department heads? What order did she give?
She received direct contact.
Wait, hold on.
Let her
I asked you.
I'm trying to
I-
answer your
I-
question.
I asked you
and
an
you
order.
are purposely trying to trick me.
I asked you what order. What order did she
You
give?
are purposely trying to trip me up.
What order did she give, is the question. That was the question. I'm asking you to answer the question.
Madam Mayor, you can answer how you want.
What order did she give?
In connection with an alleged personnel issue,
Yep.
Commissioner Hendrick did receive direct contact from 2 department heads and did not thereafter communicate the information to the city manager or the city commission in
And-
violation of section 3.11 of the city charter.
3.11 does not say that. There's nothing in this. We've read this. Where in 3.11 does it say that a commissioner can't receive some type of contact from a department head? Where does it say that?
Except for the purpose of inquiry. I'll read it again.
Yeah, it doesn't
Except for
say
the
that.
purpose of
Hold on,
inquiry,
ma'am. It
the
doesn't say that.
commission and its members
Yeah.
shall deal with the administrative service solely through the city manager, and neither the commission nor any member thereof shall give orders to any of the subordinates of the city manager.
So you would agree that there's nothing in that provision that
I'm
you
not
cited?
going to agree.
You haven't heard my question yet. How do you know what I'm going to say?
Go right ahead.
All right. So, you would agree that there's nothing, no language in that charter language that you've cited that prevents a department head from contacting a commissioner or from the commissioner listening? Right?
When information is received from 2 department heads,
Yep. But,
Let her answer.
okay.
when
Yeah.
information is received.
Okay. This is not in the charter though, no?
Okay,
You're not citing the charter, right?
But you're not letting me answer.
Okay, go ahead.
When a commissioner receives personnel.
Hold on. Whoa.
You're not letting
Whoa.
me answer.
All right, again,
Madam Mayor, just stop answering. Just
I
let
guess
him, let
I
him
will.
talk. Let him talk.
where is it in there that says that they can't do that?
I just read it.
All right, and actually, doesn't it say, actually, I mean, and I think it's an important thing, it says, except for the purpose of inquiry. So actually, there's no allegation that Ms. Hendrick reached out to a department head, right? Let's make sure we understand that. There's no allegation that she actually contacted the department head, right? Would that be accurate?
In connection with an alleged personnel issue, Commissioner Hendrick did receive direct contact.
Right, so she's the receiving end, right? So she didn't reach out.
Counselor, it's about what you do with the information.
Hold on.
Don't
ma'am.
tell me to hold on.
Hold on, sir.
Tired of you fabricating. So
All right,
listen,
all right,
it's
stop.
about the
Just stop. You're not, right now, it's not your time to talk.
The
So,
allegation
no,
involves what
no.
was done with the information.
All right, so that's wonderful. It does what's
Thank you.
done with it.
Thank you.
So where in 3.11 does it say something about what a commissioner is supposed to do with information once received from a department head? Where is that, where is that language?
Except for, except for the purpose of inquiry, the commission and its members shall deal with the administrative services solely through the city manager.
Okay, so, so that means that if it's for a purpose of inquiry, you don't have to go through the city manager, right? Because it says except for.
And neither the commission or any member thereof shall give orders to any of the subordinates of the city manager.
We don't have to worry about that second half because we know that there's no allegation she gave any
So
orders.
we're moving on.
All right, well, my question is, you would agree that she didn't give any orders, so we're only talking about the purpose of inquiry. But if a commission member has a question, they have an absolute right to talk to the department heads, don't they? If they want to make an inquiry about something, they can ask a department head. Or any other employee, right?
This was a personnel issue.
All right.
It says right there, personnel, not personal, personnel, because there's a difference in how you spell it.
Okay, but that personnel could be anything, right?
But that's not up to her to solve. That's up to her to bring to the city
That's so
manager.
large,
It's up
that
to
could be
her to
anything.
bring to the
That could be
commission.
any.
She cannot act solely alone, sir.
Where does it say, except for the purpose of inquiry, and, by the way, you can't, if it relates to personnel, you can't ask. Where does it say that in 3.11? It doesn't say anything about personnel, does it?
It says personnel right there.
In 3.11?
Connection with an alleged, oh, that's.
3.1, the charter does not make any,
I'm gonna warn the back again, please. I really don't want to have you removed from the meeting. I mean, we just have to get through this, okay? Please.
3.11 makes no limits on personnel, financial, disciplinary, retaliatory, harassment, or any other type of language. It says except for purposes of inquiry. It doesn't limit it, does it?
Go on,
That's my question. It doesn't limit the purpose of inquiry, does it?
go on.
Okay. All right. So we have no facts to support that. Would you agree?
No.
Okay. In connection with an alleged personnel, we're back to the same language here. An alleged personnel issue,
Sorry,
Commissioner
sorry to
Elizabeth.
interrupt, just as a point of procedure, there've been a lot of people getting up and sitting down. Do you think it would be wise to take a short recess? Just to let people go to the bathroom or something like that?
So anybody gotta go?
We're an hour and a half into this, so.
Is everybody okay out there?
We're fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just checking on y'all, okay. My apologies for the interruption.
That's fine.
Just, we were
you.
halfway through and I wanted to make sure that everybody was all right. Apologies.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks, sir.
So regarding number 4, it says that Commissioner Hendrick initiated an investigation by contacting the city attorney and outside legal counsel in violation of 6.8. So, doesn't it say in the very first sentence that under 6.8 investigations, any person shall have the power to inquire into the conduct of any department, office,
Don't answer.
or officer,
Do not
and to
answer
make
that.
investigation as to municipal affairs?
You can't read it improperly, sir, listen.
All right, fine, I'll read the whole
Are you
thing.
kidding? You
I'll
are
read-
not reading that right.
Oh, okay, I left out the first 2 words.
You left out a lot of
The
words.
commission,
The commission
or any person,
or committee
hold on,
authorized,
or committee authorized by it for the purpose, shall have power to inquire into the conduct of any department, office, or officer, and to make investigations as to municipal affairs, and for that purpose, the commission may summon. So, this is a public body, right?
What's a public?
This
body?
this is a public body, the commission.
I don't know the legal term of a commission. Is a commission a public body?
You were elected by the public, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay. And you run a incorporated city, correct?
Yes.
City of Marine City?
We help run. We don't run.
Okay.
City manager.
Okay, you help, you assist, okay? And so that is a public function, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so, you know, I agree with section 6.8. Any person should have the power to inquire into the conduct of its elected officers or the people that they employ, shouldn't they?
I actually presented this issue, so the mayor didn't present this issue, if you recall, so I'm going to answer the question.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is true.
Hold on.
Can I proceed?
No, hold on, you cannot. You cannot, because I'm not asking you any questions right now.
Well, the mayor didn't present this issue, I did. This was my issue number 4.
I don't know that because we talked about number 6 only with you.
But if you look at...
She talked about number 4.
She said the city attorney has confirmed.
No, it says contacting the city.
No, I said the city attorney
In
has
connection with
confirmed
Commissioner Elizabeth
that he was
did
contacted
initiate-
directly by Commissioner Hendrick.
Okay, you're making that allegation,
August
though.
20th,
So let me
2021.
just...
Hold on.
Let me give you my response.
Hold on.
No, don't tell me.
Hold on, I'm not asking you any questions right now. I'm asking the mayor, I may come back to you.
Thank
Now, you're welcome. So, you would agree that a person should have the right to look into the municipal affairs of this city?
It's not what this provision addresses.
Hold on. Wouldn't you agree?
Agree with what?
That a person should have the right to inquire about what's going on in their municipality?
A citizen?
Yeah, a citizen.
Tax-paying citizen?
Bingo.
Correct.
Okay. And they should have the right to look into how the city employees are doing their job, what they're doing, right?
Define that.
They should have the right to know whether or not the city is doing the job of maintaining the roads, keeping the police keeping control and order in the city.
And how would you like them to do that?
I meant how they go upon asking questions of their elected officials is their own business. I'm asking, shouldn't they have the right to do that?
You're talking about citizens.
Oh, I'm talking about a citizen.
Tax-paying citizen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. You would agree that Ms. Hendrick is a tax-paying citizen in the city of Marine City?
Yes.
Okay. And so she also has these rights as well, correct? As a citizen?
When
Just
you
because
sit
she
on-
becomes a
She sits
commission-
on a commission, so that
So
doesn't,
she-
I'm just asking you this
Yeah.
question. So if I was a citizen, because I am a citizen.
Good.
And I'm also sitting on the board, right? I can't just willy-nilly say, well, I didn't ask that as part of the commission, I asked that as part of it being a taxpayer.
I think
Right?
that
I mean,
you,
isn't there like a conflict of interest
I
there?
don't think you give up your rights as a citizen because you're elected to the commission.
Nor should
No.
you give up your rights on the commission when you act as a citizen. So you are still a commissioner.
And so,
So what's for, I'm just asking this
Yeah.
question, because I really don't know and you know.
Yeah, I do.
So as an attorney, you would know that, are you a citizen first, or are you a member of a board first? Like if I'm elected to this board.
Right.
Am I a citizen first?
you're both.
Or-
You're both.
So I'm right here,
so
I'm
you
not
can't-
one above
you-
the other?
Yeah, there's no allegation that she
just asking.
abused her position as a citizen, is there?
You know...
Nor a board.
I'm going to
No, and there's no- oh, good, perfect.
Stop for a second, Counselor. I just want to ask your indulgence for 1 second, because you guys are having an interesting conversation about an issue that's not an issue. Section 6.8 of the charter involves investigations, so the public knows. The way it's read, if you read it in its entirety, is the commission as a body, this commission as a body, or any person or committee authorized by this commission can initiate an investigation into the conduct of a department, office, or officer, or to make investigations about municipal affairs. So what it says, Counselor, is that this body as a whole, or somebody it authorizes by way of a committee, can investigate issues involving the conduct of departments, officers, or offices. That's what this provision is about. So only the commission as a body can initiate an investigation. You cannot have one commissioner on this board contact me and initiate an investigation on an issue that the commission hasn't agreed as a whole requires investigation. And you cannot contact me without there being some authorization to conduct that investigation, or any other person.
So
this
hold
provision,
on.
this provision.
All right,
this-
hold on, we listened to your, we hear,
Well, I appreciate
we
that.
had your opportunity.
So
Now, my
section-
question to you is,
section
hold on, I
six-
have a question for you, Mr. Davis.
All right, I'll
And
just-
that is, she doesn't have the ability, Ms. Hendrick does not, and none of the commissioners do have the ability to control you, is that correct?
Nobody on the commission singularly, absent the commission under accordance with the language of 6.8, unless they've been authorized by a committee or otherwise, has the authority to initiate any investigation, and it's very specific.
Now, hold on.
Okay, all right.
So if she doesn't have the power to order you to initiate an investigation, and you don't have to listen to her, how did she order you to an investigation?
How did she order?
Yeah.
She, against the charter.
What
contacted me
language?
directly.
What language did she, by contacting you, what city charter language that prevents her from contacting you?
You know, we've been around and around on this, so let me say it one more time. This body is elected, and who spoke so eloquently about how the body functions as a body? Somebody in public comment. So the body functions as a body, and what this section, this internal investigation provision is meant to curtail, if you will, is that investigations shouldn't be initiated
How did she initiate it?
by contacting me.
By saying that, hey, she heard that there was
wanted
some,
an
hold on. I'm asking the question, please let me finish.
I'll try to
All right.
answer when you're done.
Thank you. That she did not order you to to start an investigation, did she?
She asked that there be an investigation.
She did not, and you don't have to take orders from her, do you?
I do not,
Okay. So she has no power to order you to investigate anything?
and yet she tried.
Okay.
And that's a violation of the charter.
And what email did she do that in?
We already went through this, Counselor.
Do you have an email that supports such a
It
statement?
was a phone contact, a text message, and a voicemail.
All right, so you have no written confirmation of that?
Do you want me to play the voicemail?
No. I asked you a question. Do you have any written confirmation of it?
Do you want me to play the
I
voicemail?
asked you, do you have written confirmation?
I have subsequent emails.
Okay. Those have not,
So the
those,
point-
sir, so, hold on.
So the point
Hold on,
here-
those have not been provided today, have they?
So the point.
Hold on.
I asked you earlier if you wanted to
Those have
listen to
not
the
been
voice-
provided, have they?
I asked you if you wanted to listen to the voicemail.
Okay, so,
So just let
hold
me
on,
be
hold on.
clear
hold
before
on.
you go back.
So, hold on. These, it's my understanding that, have you provided these voicemails to Mayor Verkaman?
They've listened to it.
Okay. It's my understanding that Ms. Hendrick has asked everyone for all information that's being alleged here. And there's no allegation in here of any voicemails, and now all of a sudden we have
It's her
these
voicemail.
voicemail, we have this alleged invoice that's coming, none of which have been supplied today.
Okay.
So,
So I just wanted to make sure you understood what 6.8 is.
I understand what 6.8 is, and I think the public understands what 6.8 is.
I think they do.
And I think that there's no language in there that prevents her from contacting you and asking you a question,
Okay.
okay? In fact, is this an investigation of her?
No,
I think, I've heard several people call it an investigation. I think she termed it as an investigation.
I never heard those words.
Okay.
And it would not be an investigation.
Oh, this is not an investigation? Okay. So the mayor didn't order you to it for this investigation?
The mayor wanted to bring the charges that she believes were violations of the charter.
And when she made these, did she present you with any actual,
No,
no? So isn't it true that Mayor Klassen, Mayor Kreidler, I'm sorry, Commissioner Kreidler, Commissioner Klassen, Commissioner Callahan, Commissioner Bryson, Commissioner Ross could all start lobbying unsubstantiated allegations against each other? She could lob them against someone else? And there's no repercussions?
Any person who believes that a commissioner is violating the city charter has the right to bring those allegations to
Okay.
this proceeding. You've
Okay.
read the
So
5.4.
there's,
I
and
know it's
so,
not worded as great as it could be, but that's what it says.
so, there's no substantiation to any of these, and, so she could do it, and they have to retain counsel or, attorney to represent themselves, and they go in front of this, that's the way this works?
Nobody says you have to
Okay.
retain counsel.
Okay. Back to Mayor Verkaman. In connection with an alleged personnel issue, Commissioner,
Which one are you on?
number 5,
Hang on. Go ahead.
Commissioner Lisa Hendrick did cause there to be a contractual relationship with the law firm of Plunkett Cooney without approval by the city as a whole in violation of section 13.2. So, do you have any evidence of a contractual relationship between Ms. Hendrick and Plunkett Cooney?
Yes,
Where is that evidence?
it's in your packet. It's an email.
Do you have any signed agreement between the parties?
No,
Okay. Isn't Plunkett Cooney already under a contractual relationship with this commission?
I don't know.
Isn't that true?
With what?
They're already representing you in terms of HR law?
Not on the matter that she called.
Right.
Hold on. The question is, they're already retained by this commission, aren't they?
For
HR, human resources issues.
Correct, that
Okay,
are
so-
initiated by the
so,
city
hold on.
manager, not
So,
the
hold
sole
on.
city commissioner.
My question to you is, we have a retained counsel, not by her, but by the commission, Plunkett Cooney. We have an allegation of impropriety. We don't know whether it's true or not, but we have an allegation, a formal complaint against the city manager, all right? And the procedures of this body allow for a commissioner to reach out to legal counsel in that situation, don't they?
No. No, you cannot hire an attorney alone.
How did they, what evidence do you have that says that she actually hired the attorney?
There's an email in your packet.
That doesn't, that attorney was already hired and retained by this body.
Plunkett and Cooney as a
Yes.
firm was.
Yes, the firm was. That's right.
I'm not done speaking yet.
Okay,
The firm is retained by the city.
okay.
There was a specific attorney assigned to Commissioner Hendrick, which caused, again, who's paying for that legal bill?
But he was
Hold
named.
on 1 second. So,
So who's paying for
this
that legal
attorney,
bill?
this attorney,
I just have a question.
oh, no, yeah, but I'm asking the questions. So, the lawyer works for Plunkett Cooney.
Yes.
Correct.
And the Plunkett Cooney sent you an invoice allegedly for these services.
Allegedly?
Well, you haven't provided it with us. You haven't received one, have you?
We don't have it yet.
All right, so you don't have one, right? But that would be coming from Plunkett Cooney, is your understanding,
They were asked.
all right? Not from this specific attorney.
I don't know.
I mean,
From the firm.
the attorney worked, yeah, from the firm. That was already on retainer agreement.
Whoa.
No,
Okay,
no.
no. They weren't on retainer for,
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Again, you're trying to
All
trip
right.
me up, attorney. What's your last name?
Langeman.
Langeman, Mr.
Yep.
Langeman.
Yep.
So, we, as a city, have retained Plunkett Cooney, just like every city
Every
has.
city has
every
a
city
Plunkett Cooney?
has, can I finish?
Yeah, finish.
Every city has an HR attorney firm, correct? I mean.
No,
for-
I don't know that. I have no idea.
Oh, well.
Well, do you know? If every city has a...
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's retainers out there.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe the attorney that, I mean, obviously Mr. Davis doesn't do HR law, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe other cities have an attorney or have one firm, like someone out of Port Huron or maybe Troon that has in-house an HR lawyer and they represent the whole thing. They don't have to go out and hire separate
But they
attorneys.
specifically assign an attorney to Commissioner Hendricks.
How do you know that?
You've got the email.
Yeah, but how do you know they specifically assigned one?
You've got the
Because
email.
Yeah, but hold on.
Read
You
all the
don't-
emails.
I've read the
I don't
emails,
think
there's
you- I don't
nothing,
think you did
there's
your
nothing
homework.
there that says that
I was
she has a.
contacted
Hold on.
directly by
There
the
was-
lawyer.
Hold on, sir. There was nothing that says that she was not representing that in relation to the firm, number one.
Oh.
Number two, she has the opportunity and right to do that under section 13. Because it dealt with an impropriety of the city manager. You can't go to the city manager. And there's nothing in here that says, that you've cited, that says that she's required, by operation of this charter, to bring this allegation in front of the commission within 24 hours or anything like that. You've cited no such language. Now, probably, there needs to be some better procedures written for how to deal with formal complaints and other things in this charter. I think probably everyone agrees that this charter probably needs some revision, all right? But right now, there's nothing in there that she violated. There is nothing in there that she violated, all right? And this is purely a witch hunt. It is unsubstantiated allegations on the idea that maybe something is wrong here. And you have no proof to support this. No witnesses to support your allegations, no affidavits, no legal documents, no contracts or anything else. Right?
You tell me.
So I'm gonna ask for your indulgence again to explain what this section of.
Well, I'm actually not asking your, hold on. You had an opportunity, we sat and listened to all of your presentation.
Counselor,
You,
we're
hold on,
far
sir.
from being done.
Sir, yeah, I have a witness to call. So, I'm sorry, but hold on, sir. That is not what you laid this out very specifically. We're going to make our allegations, and then you get to talk. Nothing about a rebuttal from you. So right now, all right,
Okay,
I'm going to.
go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So actually, right now, what I would ask for is a small break,
No.
so I can use the restroom and get a drink of water. And then I will call my client.
My clients will
Did you guys
decide. My
entertain
clients
such
will
a commissioner?
You guys can decide if you want to adjourn.
We're not adjourning.
I mean recess. Adjourn for a minute.
5 minutes?
Want to recess? I want to recess.
Hang on one second.
I want to
It's
recess.
5:32, excuse me. It's 5:32, we will come back at 5:37, 5 minutes. Okay, we're coming back at 5:41.
Are we ready to proceed?
We're ready to proceed.
Okay.
I thought we were done though. We're not done?
I'm
I thought
gonna,
you went through all, that's why I'm asking, because I thought you went through all of them already.
yeah, I'm gonna ask some questions of Lisa.
Okay.
Let's start with number 6, Lisa. Have you ever come into possession of a personnel file by any member of, or any city employee?
No.
Okay. Did you come into any document that may have shown that the background information, the background search on the city manager may not have been up to par with what was done, was ordered by the commission?
Yes.
And what is that document?
This document here that
Can you read it for me?
Yep. It's 7/27/2021 per Jim Hessup at the July 20th special meeting. Describe background checks with Pfeiffer Investigations. Level 1, police/fire employee. Level 2, corrections employee. Level 3, civilian employee. And Level 4, basic entry. Motion 1, motion to move forward with the subcommittee to begin with legal representation extending to an offer to Holly Tatman. Motion 2, motion to waive competitive bidding for level 2 background check. Motion 2.
Motion three? Oh, two
No,
motions,
two.
sorry. Correct.
Motion to approve an amount not to exceed $3,500 to pay for a background check. Discussion with city attorney. Per our discussion with city attorney Bob Davis, it was determined that the investigation was being hampered by the intrusive nature of the background check. He suggested the modification of a level 2 background check to better suit the position. It was decided that level 2 background check be modified as follows. Remove in-depth in-home applicant interview. Remove up to 7 current and previous employers in the last 10 years. Interview superiors, co-workers, subordinates, and human resources. Partially remove detailed interviews with spouse, significant other, family, and personal references. Strike detailed interviews with spouse, significant other, and family.
So what to you does that appear to be, simply?
Just a document that it looks to me like the clerk put together.
And would that be, by your interpretation, this is like a summary of minutes of a meeting of some type?
Yeah, this was part of our commission meeting. I don't know when this happened. I'm assuming this is when she claimed she called the city attorney.
Okay. So this would be part of a commission committee meeting, is your understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing that would be in a private personnel file?
Correct.
And that is the only document that you came into possession with, is that correct?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
And they make some allegations that you came into possession of some letters. Did you come into possession of any letters?
There was 2 letters.
I know, they were letters, they said from Croswell, Lexington is what they said, I don't know.
Oh, that was the anonymous letter. I did not have a copy of the anonymous letter.
So you never actually received that?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. And so, there's nothing in here that would require you to, I mean, is there any charter order that says you have to bring this directly in front of the commission because you received this document?
No. But I did take it to him at the September 2nd meeting and he passed it out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So you did bring this to the attention of the commission?
Yeah, I waited till a public meeting.
Okay. And was it the next public meeting that was available?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can I see that document?
Yeah.
I just want to verify.
We've never seen this.
Okay.
Can I just see that real quick?
You handed this out at the meeting? Okay. I'm gonna start with down here, and you guys can move left to right and pass it down.
Was it that or the letters?
You did not hand that out.
Well, maybe I didn't hand that. I handed these 2 out.
Okay,
So you did not hand out that one?
I had it there to hand out.
You just said you handed it out. I'm just asking a question, Lisa. You said you handed that out, and I'm
I
asking.
thought I had handed it out.
There was
So
only
you did
one
not
copy.
hand
of
it out.
that.
All right,
There was only one copy of that
Hold on,
communication,
actually, I let,
and it
here,
was in
hold on.
the personnel
I
file.
let you go through your entire thing, and then then I cross-examined your people. And so, how about we follow the same procedure that I offered you?
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So,
So I had copies, meant to hand it out. I must not have handed that out. I did get to these 2,
okay.
but
All right, so,
I read that to Mr. Davis over the phone, so he was aware of that.
okay, you did. All right, and,
Chris, is this the letter that?
hold on.
I'm just asking, I gotta know where this came from. This was the only copy, these were
Hold
your
on,
personal notes.
ma'am, right now, I'm actually asking questions of Miss Hendrick.
I'm just asking a
Yeah, well,
question.
right now, this is not, you had your opportunity
Go
for
ahead, we'll
that.
come back to this.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
So,
It's taken out of the personnel file.
did you have, was there anything in that, is there anything in there that is private?
No,
That would not be coming out of personnel file?
it should not be. It'd be a public record.
Yeah. And you did not take it out of any personnel file.
Correct.
In fact, you didn't create that document.
Correct.
Where did you receive that document from?
I received that from the police chief,
Okay, and who was that?
Jim Hesley.
Okay. And so that is appears to be just a recording of minutes of a meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So, allegation 6, that says that you came into possession of a personnel record, file record, is not accurate, is it?
No, I don't have anything from anybody's personnel file.
And you have no way of getting into the personnel file.
Correct?
And it's your understanding that the personnel files are locked.
Correct.
Okay.
But that was in a personnel
Excuse
file.
me.
We'll get back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. And what, there's no charter, they don't cite in allegation 6, they cite no charter that you actually violated in that, do they?
Correct.
Okay. There's no charter provision that says if you come into contact with a document that you have to provide that to the commission or anything else?
No.
Especially one that appears to be merely a recording of minutes.
Correct.
Okay. Would the minutes of a commission meeting be private?
No, unless it's a closed session.
Okay. And there's no evidence in there that was from a closed session?
Correct.
Okay. So you had no reason to suspect that that came from a personnel file?
Correct.
There was no private information in there?
Correct.
It didn't stand out to you as anything that was inappropriate?
Correct.
I mean, if you're looking at that record, would it be, I mean, any person looking at that wouldn't think, oh God, this is private information?
Correct.
Okay. So you actually communicated that information to Mr. Davis?
Correct.
Okay.
I read it to him over the phone.
Is that, now, I guess that, so now we're done with number 6, I
Wait, can I
think.
have that document?
Yeah.
No, we're not, we're gonna ask questions.
Well, I need it
it's all right.
for a minute. I read Mr. Davis, this whole section of discussion with the attorney and asked him if he had done this and he approved this and he told me no.
Okay. And
So that bothered me.
why is that?
Well, because they're claiming that he did all this.
Well, we don't know who's claiming that, do we?
Yes, I don't know, whoever wrote this. And when I read this exact thing to him and I asked him, did you do this? And he said no.
Okay. Going on to continuing with your conversations with Mr. Davis, did you order him to initiate an investigation?
No, I basically told him what the status was, the information I had. He said he was going to initiate his own investigation.
Okay, so you just told him what you had learned,
Correct.
and he said, I'm going to do it on his own initiative.
Correct.
You haven't,
He said, I have to go out and investigate this now.
okay, and you didn't order him to do so?
No,
You didn't ask him to do so?
no. I just provided the information.
Okay. And you have no power to order any investigation by him, do you?
Correct.
Okay. And is there any charter that prevents you from, any charter that would prevent you from contacting the city attorney?
No, everybody on the board contacts him.
Okay.
On a regular basis. In fact, they even
I don't,
contacted.
I've never contacted.
Hold on,
the city
again,
attorney. Never.
Ma'am, I asked you a bunch of questions and you were like shaking your head and you didn't want to talk, and now all of a sudden you want to talk.
Well,
You want-
tell the truth.
Hold on, stop.
Tell the truth.
Stop. Stop.
Just let
At the September 2nd meeting, our city attorney said that he had 3 phone calls from the people here because I was parked over at the police station.
Oh, okay,
And I guess that was a crime.
all right.
So obviously they
you were
are
parked away.
contacting him.
All right, so, did you ever represent that to any attorney or any other person that you were looking to retain or engage into an agreement with an attorney?
No.
Other than Mr. Davis, outside of Mr. Davis?
As far as Plunkett and Cooney?
Yeah, Plunkett Cooney, any other attorney firm?
Yeah, no.
Okay. And it's your understanding that you received a formal complaint?
Correct.
And by a city employee?
Correct.
And a city employee has the right to make a formal complaint to a commissioner?
Correct.
And there is in fact some personnel policies and procedures in the city of Emily, city of Marine City that has been published, is that correct?
Correct.
And you have some language there, is that correct?
Yes.
And can you please highlight or at least let them know what section you're in so that if they want to follow along, they can, what page?
I'm in the Personnel Policies and Procedures of the City of Marine City Manual, page 5.
It's going to be more than page 5, isn't it? Or no?
That's the
Yeah.
piece I'm on.
Oh, yeah, you're right, page 5.
It starts on page 4.
Yeah, so it's
And
on
that's
page-
actually the
starts on page
pertinent
4.
portion of the
Violations of this
complaint.
policy. Okay, all right,
So
so
read from
go,
there.
scroll over to page 5 and read the section that relates,
No,
the
no,
relevant section.
4, first section,
Please.
that's where you gotta start.
Pardon?
You gotta start from page 4, the first section. That's where the harassment policy starts.
I understand, but we're only talking about a certain section of it. That for, I mean, if you want to read it, you can, but it doesn't matter. So it's the second paragraph of page 5, correct?
All complaints will be treated seriously and investigated. Further, anyone in a management or supervisory position who becomes aware of any potential harassment or discrimination, even if told in confidence, is required to notify their supervisor, the city manager, the city attorney, or a city commissioner who is not subject of the concern immediately.
Very good. All right, is there anything else you want to read?
Let's see. Employees are required to report any inappropriate and retaliatory conduct within 3 days to one of the individuals who is not subject of their concern. Their supervisor, city manager, city attorney, or city commissioner.
Okay, so you were within your rights to accept a complaint?
Correct.
Correct. And looking at the, they have the right to bring it to a city commissioner if it deals with someone that's in a supervisory position, correct?
Correct.
And the complaint you received, what dealt with a person in a supervisory position.
Correct.
It dealt with the city manager, is that right?
Yep.
And did it deal with anyone else or just the city manager?
No, she named the city manager, the clerk, and the attorney.
Okay, so at that point in time, those were all people that were named in this formal complaint, including the attorney, is that correct?
Correct.
And so based on some of that, your information, with the way the charter is written, bringing it to the actual city attorney, Mr. Davis, could be a potential issue because he's one of the people named in the complaint.
Correct.
Okay. And so, again, pursuant to Section 13A, you then contacted who?
I contacted our HR attorney, Plunkett and Cooney. I sent them an email with the retaliation complaint.
And
Which is
so you sent them one email,
One email, yep.
and,
And they said they would have somebody contact me about it the
okay,
following day.
and,
And Courtney Nichols contacted me, and I explained the situation, that I was only one commissioner, that I felt I had sent an email to the entire board on the issue. I felt that
so
nobody...
you sent this to the board as well?
Yeah, the whole board got her complaint.
Oh, okay,
And then I sent them an email saying, we need to do something about this, we need to have a special meeting, we need to talk to our HR attorneys. We couldn't go to the 3 people that were named in the complaint.
okay,
I asked them, what is everybody gonna do? I got not one response from any of the
okay.
commissioners.
So how long was your phone conversation with Plunkett Cooney?
5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, and you sent one email, and that was that? the extent
That's
of
it.
Okay.
And then she told me she was gonna contact our attorney. I gave her his name and number, and she contacted him, and that's the last contact I had.
And there has, subsequently, the commission has actually opened up an investigation, is that right?
Correct.
The board minutes shows that they hired firm to investigate, correct?
Correct.
This allegation?
Yep.
And did the HR attorney advise you on that you followed the correct procedure?
She told me that, yes, that I did the right thing by bringing it to her so that they could take care of it.
Okay.
That was-
And this was a company that, to your understanding as a commissioner, that was retained by the commission for HR services, and this dealt with a human resource employee, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's really kind of outside the scope of Mr. Davis anyway, isn't it?
I felt based on the fact that he was named in the complaint.
Yeah.
May I bring up a point?
Yeah, bring up a point.
Okay. So the procedure wasn't actually followed correctly, which is why I kind of wanted you to read from the beginning of where it starts.
Okay.
The procedure indicates that you should first contact the
When you say
mayor.
Who? The
Her
complainer or
the complainer?
Okay, yeah.
The complainer should first contact the their supervisor, city manager, or mayor within 7 days of the incident. The portion of the manual, policy and procedures, that was pointed out is for a retaliation against that complaint, not the complaint itself that was initiated. So they jumped straight to step 2 and didn't, go through the proper channels to begin with.
Well, not really. It says here also, the report may not be made to the person who's subject of the concern.
Doesn't it, the very last sentence on that page? The report may not be made to a person who is the subject of the concern.
They didn't come to me and I'm the mayor.
Well, I understand that, but my understanding
Wait,
is...
subject of the concern.
The subject of the concern is the complaint. So I guess the idea is that you don't go to...
Yeah, you don't go, but where should they have started?
Well, they have the opportunity to go right to the commissioner.
No, where does it say in that paragraph?
It says,
Where they can
this
go- where
report
they're
may
supposed to
not
go.
be made to a person who is... So you don't make the report, so the employee doesn't make the report to...
Yeah, was the mayor a subject of concern?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I was not named in there. I've never been named
She
in
didn't
there.
even send you the complaint.
Well, hold on. Where does it say...
It doesn't. They're allowed to go to any person. And when we changed these procedures, you were supposed to update this to say that for every one of these options when we did that, and we did that at a public meeting, that it was so the commission, they could go to any commissioner. That line there should have been corrected, because you did it through the whole document.
Well, it should have been, well, I mean,
It should say the supervisor, city manager, mayor, or the commission. It's not just the mayor.
so I guess the complainant went to her.
Went to the whole
Well,
commission.
went
To the whole commission. The whole
Correct.
commission, sorry.
Who
But-
after I reviewed
Yeah.
our policies and procedures manual,
Yeah.
saw, I'm a newer commissioner.
Yeah.
I just can follow the letter of the law of what we
Right.
have written down here.
So-
I received a handbook at the beginning,
Mhm.
and this is what it said. So I made that point. The commission, as a body, ended up calling a special meeting, and then we ended up dealing with this.
No, we
So,
didn't.
well, hold on. I guess my point is
What?
that, hold on. My point is this, Mr. Ross. Even, let's say that we agree on that. So the complainant didn't follow the proper procedure, okay? That isn't on a commissioner who gets it brought to them. That's not their issue. That's the complainant's issue. And so, once it's brought to the attention of the commission, and we have a situation here, it clearly allows for them to hear one, in the section I read, it clearly allows for them to hear it. And so,
The section
once
you
it's
read
there...
being the one on page 5?
Yeah, clearly allows for them to accept it. You all received it, you all dealt with it at the same time. So, and really, what allegation that has been made, that is really a separate issue from what she did, okay? Because her issue is, once they have the complaint, they have the ability, you have the right to contact an outside counsel who was, in the HR, clearly under section 13. And so, the issue really isn't what the complainant did. she may or may not have followed the right procedure. Maybe she should have went to the mayor first, or only the mayor. She brought it to everyone's attention. So the mayor was included in that, I guess, right?
Nope.
Oh, she sent to everyone but the mayor?
Correct.
Okay, so that made, obviously either she, and I can't put, I'm not even gonna begin to speculate what her position there is, or if it's regarding, or if she intended to name the mayor. I can't get into that, because that would be assuming, what her motives are here and so on. I can only deal with what was written down. Obviously, she did not name Mayor Verkaman in the writing. Whether she did subsequently after that, or any deposition, I have no idea. But again, what she did is not really, how she dealt with it is how she dealt with it, I guess. And how you guys dealt with it by naming an investigator later on, I guess that was up to you guys too to do that. And you had the power to do that, and you chose to do it. End of story. But there's no allegation that she did anything wrong, I guess is where we're talking about here. What did she do? She didn't make a complaint. She didn't file a formal harassment suit or workplace retaliation suit. So really I agree that maybe she should have included the mayor in that. Probably should have included, unless she's, making some allegation, then of course you wouldn't, because she would be a person that's maybe above her perhaps. But, or subject of the concern. It says, report shall not be made to a person of the subject of the concern. But
the mayor was not a subject.
I understand that. I get it. But I'm just saying that I can't read into why she did that. And it's really not relevant to the situation, because it doesn't reflect on what she did. Everything she did is within the charter rules. All right? And that's really what we're talking about here. What things did she do? We cannot control what emails are sent to us. We cannot control, what people come to us with issues. You are a representative body, people are going to come to you with issues. You can't control that.
We can control what we do with the information.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the charter. I agree. You're exactly right. That is right on. You get to control what is done with the information in relationship to the charter of this city. And there's not been one piece of language in the charter that's been cited. Now, maybe there's something in the charter I haven't read, but not anything that's been cited that says that she did wrong. Not one. There's nothing in there that says, that she must come to the commission immediately, that she must do this. The very first one they cited, 3.13G, it has nothing to do with that.
Counselor, are you asking questions, or?
Yes, I was referencing Mr. Ross. He kind of wanted to interject there, and that's okay. So I thank you for that. All right.
So can I ask a question?
Well, I'm going to go through all of them, their allegations, and then I guess you guys have a right to cross-examine Ms. Hendrick.
Cross-examine? Just ask questions.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Well, we're not under oath or in a court of law.
Well, okay.
We're just asking questions.
We just had, all right. Hopefully everyone's telling the truth here. I don't know.
Including your client.
My client's telling the truth.
No, she's not, because I didn't get that information that she just passed out. She said that she gave it to everybody at the city.
Well, obviously she
corrected myself.
Yes, all right. So she misspoke. All right, let's not, the amount of times, let's not even delve into that after your testimony. So 13.14, you've never entered into an agreement, you have no signed agreement with any special counsel or any law firm?
No.
You've never fraudulently signed, you have the right of the council to enter into a contract on behalf of the council?
No.
And they produced no contract?
Correct.
And your understanding was that this email, were you actually thinking there was going to be any charge there?
No, not for a 5-minute question.
Yeah.
Concerned just to get this moving.
Yeah.
Because I was concerned about liability.
Okay. And So, under 3.11 of this charter, it's, and this is under allegation 3, it says that you have a duty to, or that you received a direct contact from Department Head Megan Pierce and Department Head Judge, and did not communicate that information to the city manager or city commission. Do you, under 3.11, where does it say in there that you cannot receive, have a direct contact from them?
Nowhere.
Did you give any department head, Ms. Pierce, Mr. Heslop, any orders?
No.
All right. Is it your understanding that a commission member may ask questions of a department head?
Correct.
For purposes of inquiry?
Yep.
You have never received a personnel file.
Correct.
And there's nothing in here that limits your inquiry in this, correct? To only financial matters or only,
correct,
workplace issues, right?
Right.
So you would agree that allegation 3 also doesn't, there's nothing in here that you violated in allegation 3?
No.
You were acting in what you believe to be in the public's best interest?
Correct. And I did contact a number of commissioners. So did Jim. Jim helped me. We were trying to get them so they understood the information after I contacted him. I talked to Mr. Ross, I talked to Wendy, I talked to Bill, I could not get a hold of you. Jim talked to Mr. Bryson and Mr. Ross.
Okay, so you did contact, so that's not, that even the allegation itself is not accurate.
So I was left out of that?
Because you were involved in it.
No, I was not involved in it.
To us, you were involved in it.
To you, that's your opinion.
That's right.
I was not involved in it.
Again, in this, does it say somewhere in here that...
Show me the complaint that says I was involved in it.
Does it say anywhere in here that you have to contact every single commissioner?
No.
Does it even place a duty on you to do so?
No.
You were only doing that for the purposes of openness?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's not really open when you exclude someone.
All right, and was it your understanding that for some reason that the mayor was included?
Yes.
But she was not named in that letter. Would you agree?
She was not named in that letter, no.
Okay. But again, you had no duty to contact those people, correct?
Correct.
You just did it out of openness, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That's not open.
So, when you, tell me about what happened with this, again, with issue 4. You never ordered him to investigate?
No, I just advised him the information that I had, that I was told that the investigation wasn't done properly for the city manager. And he said he was gonna go out and investigate. He went and did he contacted Mike Itrich, the clerk.
How do you know he did those things?
He told me he did.
Oh, okay.
And then he said, he came back and he said, yes, from what he could tell from all of it, it was not done correctly.
Did he ever say to you, whoa, 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 you're violating charter number 6.8 by bringing this to my attention?
No, because everybody calls him.
All right.
That's not true.
Did you order, hold on.
That's not
hold
true.
on,
I've never
hold on.
called.
Did you, he never said, whoa, whoa, you can't contact me?
Correct.
All right, and you've contacted him in the past?
Rarely ever. This is like the first time I had something serious to contact him with, unless I
Okay.
contacted him about the fire authority which I'm on.
Okay. And never once before did he ever tell you that it was a violation of some charter?
No.
No. And it's your understanding that other people on the commission have contacted him at times?
Correct.
And you've never heard anyone say, oh, there's some charter violation out there that says you can't do that?
That's right.
And you have no power to order him to investigate anything?
That's correct.
The commission has the power to do that?
Correct.
Okay. And also, you would agree that you never signed a contract, it says that you signed a contractual legal relationship with Plunkett Cooney.
No, I did not.
The commission entered into that.
Yeah, just because I sent an email does not constitute, the city already had an agreement with them.
Okay. All right. And she told, and actually the attorney told you what you did was right.
Yes, Plunkett Cooney's attorney told me that I did the right thing by contacting.
And based on your understanding of the procedures and the charter, there was no violation and you were within your authority, correct?
Yes. Not this time, I think. Not that I can think of.
All right. Then I will pass the witness to the commission, if any of the commission members would like to ask a question.
I just have a couple and then the commissioners can chime in. So the document that we received today, the clerk has indicated she made one copy of that document and placed it in Holly Tapman's personnel file. She never made another copy. It's her who drafted that document.
Hold on, I have to object because you're actually relying on testimony that we have not heard yet today.
Okay.
So again, this is like,
All right.
like you're,
Skip it.
hold on.
Skip it, I'll start over.
Okay.
Where did you get the document that you produced today?
I got it from Chief Heslop.
Do you know where he got it?
You would have to ask him.
Okay. Do you know who typed that document?
No.
Would it surprise you if I said it was typed by Clerk Baxter?
No, I guess probably not. Looks like stuff that she would put together.
Ms. Baxter, did you type it?
Whoa, hold on. Now, let me ask you,
I typed it.
hold on. There is,
All right.
first of all, you've had an opportunity to put on your,
Strike the question.
you know you can't call a witness in the middle of a cross.
One copy is placed in the personnel file.
You know, we're trying to get to the bottom of it. We're just trying to look at the chart.
Yeah, but we're trying to do it in a way that's the right way to do it. That's, it's
So
procedure.
Okay, so the clerk typed that document.
You don't know that, but okay, continue on.
He does know that because I
All
said
right.
I did.
I verified that the
All right,
clerk
she thought it
typed the
looked like that
document.
anyway.
I verified that the clerk put it in the personnel file and never made another copy.
How did you
So the
verify that?
question-
Hold
By
on.
asking the clerk.
Oh, okay, so
But
again.
she doesn't have access to the personnel
I
files.
gave it to the interim
Hold
treasurer.
on.
All right, just stop.
Again, you're,
Counselor, just relax, just pay attention, all right?
yeah, I'm paying attention.
So I'm just telling you that that document, number one, was not given to this board that I recall. And number two, there was only one copy made and we know who typed it. But we can get to that, later around 8 o'clock tonight. So let's go to section, and bear in mind, these are allegations about the charter. There's nothing else of substance, in my opinion, going on here. So section 13G clearly indicates that upon the recommendation of the attorney or upon its own initiative, the commission may retain special legal counsel to handle matters. Did the commission meet and decide to retain Plunkett Cooney? Or in this instance, did you send Plunkett Cooney an email on your own?
Yes, I sent them this email with the complaint.
And you sent them an email advising them about a legal issue, correct?
Correct.
And they gave you advice about a legal issue.
They just said they were going to contact you.
And they responded to your question about a legal issue. So it's
No.
just undisputed in the record.
No, she told me that I did the right thing by contacting, all I did was provide her with the information. She asked me for your name and phone number, and she contacted you, and I never had any other contact with her after that.
Okay, so you did reach out to the legal counsel on your own.
Yes, because they're part of our special
And you
attorney.
understand the charter says only the commission should do that.
It doesn't
No.
say that.
It
It says I can do it here.
It
in the
says, on the
commission's policies and
recommendation, I'm
procedures.
just going with the charter, Lisa, really,
Yeah.
It doesn't
just
matter.
says, upon the recommendation of the attorney or on its own initiative, the commission may reach out to the lawyer.
No, it says retain.
Retain the lawyer.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't retain them.
All right. So with respect to number 2, the city, I'm telling you, is going to incur legal fees based on you reaching out to that legal counsel. So.
Are you testifying now, or are you asking a question?
Do you understand that to be true?
No,
Okay, so we're not going to get a legal bill.
I have no idea. She didn't tell me that I was incurring any cost when I talked to her. So I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay. With respect to item number 3, except for the purpose of an inquiry meaning if you have a question, the commission and its members shall deal with the administrative service solely through the city manager, and neither the commission nor any member shall give orders to any subordinates. So if you have a question, you can contact the department head. Do you agree with that?
The department heads contacted me.
I know, but do you agree that generally you can contact the department head if you have a question?
Correct.
So when they contacted you, what did they contact you about?
The background check not being done properly.
And did you bring that issue to the commission?
Yeah, at the September 2nd meeting.
Did you bring it, when did you get that?
I got it before that, but we didn't have a meeting, and I wasn't going to do it unless we did it at an open meeting.
Okay, so you didn't bring it to the commission until the next meeting?
No, but I read it to you over the phone.
I understand parts of it.
The whole, well, I read your section.
Okay, when you contacted me on August 20th, were you expecting that I would do something about your phone call?
I was expecting you to at least listen to what I had to say about my phone.
Were you expecting me to act on it?
I didn't know what you would do with it. You told me you would investigate it.
Okay, but what, did you call?
I just turned over information, that's all I was doing, turning over information.
Okay, but you turned it over to me.
Correct.
And it really says that only the commission or a person authorized by the commission has the power to...
Where does it say that? What number are you under?
I'm on section 6.8, sir. I read it to you earlier.
Oh, you're on 6. What number are you at? You're in number 4 now?
Yes.
Oh, you went from 3.11, I thought, to, all right.
I'm just saying, I'm only going, folks, by what the charter says.
Now, what did you say it said under 6.8?
I didn't say what it said, I'm reading it.
All right, where are you reading? Paragraph 1?
The commission or any person or committee authorized by it for the purpose shall have the power to inquiry into the conduct of any department, office, or officer.
She testified that she did not make, they came to her.
What I'm saying here is that, would you agree with me that investigations are to be initiated by the commission as a body?
Well, if that's the case, how did she do this investigation? She didn't go to the commission.
This is,
Well,
it's not, this is a hearing, Lisa, it's really.
an investigation.
Yeah.
So, would you agree with me that it says the commission can initiate the investigation?
No, it says or any person.
Or committee authorized by it,
Oh.
authorized by the commission.
No, the committee is authorized by it. It doesn't say the commission or any person authorized or committee authorized. It does not say that.
Let me read it for the public. The commission or any person or committee authorized by the commission, by it, shall have the power to inquire into the conduct of a department. Is that what it says?
Not exactly, no.
You
didn't read it verbatim.
I'll read it verbatim. Does it say the commission or any person or committee authorized by it for the purpose?
It doesn't say any committee. It says or committee.
Or committee.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. Putting words in there.
The commission, yeah, you know that. The commission or any person or committee authorized by it for the purpose.
Right. So
Shall
the
have
committee
the power,
authorized.
shall have the power to inquiry into the conduct of a department. Were you aware of any committee being authorized to undertake any investigation?
No,
Were you aware if the commission had authorized any investigation?
I don't know. I hadn't talked to him.
Okay. When, in your opinion, is a contract established with a lawyer?
Can you repeat that?
When do you think a contract is
Calls for a
established?
legal conclusion.
And
Don't answer me.
a lot of your questions ask for legal conclusions, Counselor, and you wouldn't let me object. So what we're saying under number 5, Lisa, is that when you reached out to a lawyer, when a lawyer gets a phone call, under my understanding of the rules of ethics, and once you contact a lawyer for the purpose of a legal issue, you are establishing an attorney-client relationship. Doesn't require a written retainer. And the concern here is that by reaching out to the lawyer, you established a contract. Do you think you established a contract?
No.
Okay.
I did what it said I can do under the communications here. Asked a question.
Okay, and with respect to the again, with back to the document that you produced this evening, you're not aware of who typed that?
No.
You only know you got it from the police chief?
Yes.
You don't know where the police chief got it?
You'd have to ask him.
No, but you don't know where he got it?
Yeah.
You don't know, right?
No.
Okay, but it came into your possession?
Correct.
And did you immediately give that document to the city commission?
No.
Okay.
There's nothing that says I have to.
Enough said.
I gave it to him, I wanted to give it to him, except I had the copies made, I just forgot to give it to him because we got into it about the other.
Okay, I'm good.
So, let me ask you a couple more questions then. You never,
The commission.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, commission members.
I have a question. So I'm still kind of perplexed by this document that you received from Jim Heslop. And did Jim type it?
I don't know.
But you didn't know that at the time, right? We just now heard that it was Chris's document, that she typed it. It was her personal notes. So at the time, you didn't know where that came from. Jim could have typed it. Somebody in the police department could have typed it.
It didn't matter, there's nothing in here that's personal, so on. Didn't matter to me.
But it was enough to call Bob right away.
Because of the background check. It said to remove all these items from the background check. That was my concern, because we were supposed to do a level 2.
But you didn't know where that document came from.
Doesn't matter, I was asking him if he knew about it.
The question is, where did the document come from?
She's asked that, and it's been asked, and it's been answered several times.
But you don't know
She does
where
not
it
know.
originated. There's the key.
Right.
Where it originated, right? So anybody could have written that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not signed.
So have you ever been, I'm just asking, have you ever been warned before about contacting the city attorney and incurring fees that the taxpayers pay for?
Hold on a minute, don't answer that question again.
It's a legitimate question.
It is not relevant, because there's no allegations that says this is, that
I'm trying to
you've
set
been
a
warned and
precedent.
so on. Yeah, but there's
Like
no
she's
precedent in
saying
the
that she didn't
allegations.
know, she didn't know.
There's no precedent in
She
the
said, I didn't know if I
allegations.
contacted the city attorney, and I'm saying, well, if she did it before, then she does know, right? That's all I'm saying, is if somebody, past precedent sets future precedent, correct? I mean, if somebody says that they didn't know that if contacting the attorney caused fees, but yet I've got a document here that says that she's done this before and incurred a lot, thousands of
Then you should have,
dollars
if
that
that
our
was the case,
taxpayers
if that was the
pay.
case, you could have put that in your allegation. But you didn't.
I put it
And the
in
reason
back.
why you didn't is because for whatever reason, you didn't put it in there. We're limiting this discussion to the allegations at hand.
All right, so she's not going to answer that.
All
Let's
right.
move along.
Okay. You said that you had a formal complaint by an employee. Can you define formal complaint? What does formal mean to
I
you?
didn't say it,
Is
formal
it
complaint.
exactly words? I just wrote them right down here when you said it. I
Actually, I
received
said
a
it.
formal complaint by a city employee. So what does formal mean? Did you get a text? Did you get a voicemail?
I use the
you
word
got it.
formal.
No, she said it.
It's an email.
Well, our records will show it because we're taping the meeting,
It's
so.
an email.
So an email is a formal complaint?
Sure. It says in our thing, it doesn't have to be written, or, yeah. It doesn't have to be written, it can just be verbal. It says right in the policies and procedures. She
And then-
put it in
and then-
writing.
And then you made everybody aware of that formal complaint.
Everybody got a copy of it except you.
Why didn't I get a copy?
I don't know, you'd have to ask her. Not my problem. But it went out. I mean, you can ask all of the rest of them. I even sent them all email where I tried to ask everybody to do something about this so that we didn't get into trouble with it. Because this is the first time we've ever had a complaint where it came in citing our city manager and our attorney and our clerk. It's the first time. I mean, I've had complaints before brought to me, but never one like this. So it was a new area.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question about that, is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You texted me that it was important that I talk to you about this issue specifically after that email, and I didn't respond to you because of the Open Meetings Act. That wouldn't have been an open meeting if we were to all talk about.
No, if we're doing it, I was trying to get you to call, I left you a phone call.
But the email was to every commissioner.
And I left you 2 texts, trying to get you to call just me, so that I could explain to you what was gonna go on. Because we cannot do it as a group.
Why couldn't we as a commission then meet? That's what
could've.
concerned me about it.
So you received a text that was addressed to everyone?
No, I got a text, I got voicemails, I got a lot of communication
I didn't get any.
from her about this, and I didn't feel comfortable responding to you
And that's
because
fine.
I didn't want to have a personal conversation, commissioner to commissioner, about an issue that's brought to the commission
And that's
unless
fine.
we're in a public meeting.
That's fine, perfectly okay.
Don't you think that's valid?
No.
I just didn't want to
You
get
need to
into
read the
this.
Open Meetings Act.
I-
If we all had an email together and we were
Quorum.
commuting, going back and forth, then that's a violation of the open meeting. If I just want to talk to you personally, that's not a violation of the open meeting.
Anyone else?
In fact, my email here says, you know, that you need, these other ones, you could contact me, but we cannot discuss it because it's a violation of the open meeting.
Right, exactly.
I
That's what
forwarded it right-
confused me, and then you started other
But I
personal
contacted
contact.
you personally.
Okay.
Okay, so, I don't think,
Is there any other commissioners have questions?
I have no further questions of Ms. Hendrick, so at this point in time, I guess, I would ask.
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
So, after you sent the email request saying, everyone, we need to look into this matter, we need to figure out, take it seriously, why did you go out on your own?
Because I never got a response or a call back from anybody. Not
Forgive
one
me, but what's the saying, the highway to hell's paved in good intentions? I mean, that doesn't give you the right to step outside the boundaries.
I waited.
So wait till the next meeting.
What? You can't. You have an employee that's being retaliated against.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You cannot just wait. You have to protect that employee.
But that doesn't give you the right to
No,
step
that's why I reached out
outside.
to all of you to try to do something and you didn't do anything.
Except
There's no, and I'm sorry, I hear what you're saying, Commissioner Bryson. I would love for you to cite a charter statute that supports your statement, and no disrespect to you,
Counselor,
but.
I think he can say ask the question right now. That was your rule.
No disrespect to you, but there's nothing in there that says that
Yeah.
she can't do that.
Mr. Bryson.
Oh, you?
You have the right to ask whatever question.
So go ahead.
No, I'm done. I mean,
I try to do things this. I read these documents, I read our policies and procedures, that's in there. I read the personnel policies and procedures, that's in there. This whole thing was to protect an employee.
So I have one more question. Lisa, when you contacted me on the 20th, which I agree, everything you said, we said.
Yeah.
We said. Who contacted you that prompted you to contact me?
Jim.
Jim contacted you?
Yeah, he was contacted and Jim contacted me.
Who was Jim contacted by?
I'm assuming Megan.
So Megan contacted Jim, Jim contacted...
Hold on, again, I have to say, did you see this contact?
No.
So you don't know who contacted
No.
Jim, do you?
Correct.
You weren't there, you did not witness anything?
Correct.
All right, so
Lisa-
don't assume, please. That's what happened to him, he was
Okay.
assuming.
Are you done, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. When you contacted me on the 20th, you contacted me for a reason.
Mhm.
You said to me, hey, I've got some information that we really need to act on,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Where did you get the information?
I got it from Jim. He brought it to me.
And did Jim tell you where he got the information?
You would have to ask him.
Did he tell you? I just want to know if you, did you ever come to learn where he got the information?
Yes.
And where did he get the information?
Well, he advised me that it came from Megan.
Do you know where Megan got the
No,
information?
I do not.
Do you know where she could have got the information?
No, I do not.
Okay, that's it.
But one thing too is, when I talked to you about the anonymous letter, I did not have a copy of the anonymous letter at that time.
Well, how did you know there was an anonymous letter?
Somebody told me that there was one.
Who?
I think Megan told me that she thought there was an anonymous letter.
Do you know
So
how,
I
do you know how
contacted
she
you?
knew about the anonymous letter?
No, I don't. So I contacted you and you confirmed that there was an anonymous letter.
And I confirmed that I wrote an email to this board saying everyone
No,
should get
you
a copy.
wrote an
of it.
email to the, I didn't get a copy of any email.
Well, I emailed saying everybody should get a copy. Right?
Yes, to the mayor.
Right. But the point here
And
is...
none of us
I think-
did get a copy
I
of
think the point here, Lisa, is not in any bad way, is when you contacted me on the 20th, you were relaying to me information you got from someone else.
Correct.
And you got it generally from Jim, and you believe Jim got it from Megan.
Correct.
Right, okay.
So there's, and again, you know, you had no way of verifying the legitimacy of this.
Correct.
Counselor,
It was just
Counselor, can we, you punted back to this commission to ask.
Yeah, is there anybody else that has a question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, to that end, yes, it says that we need to treat them seriously and investigate them, but it does not list a specific time frame. The only time frames this section lists, again, read it, pine through it. The time frame that this section of the Policy and Procedures Manual suggests is the time frame in which the incident be from the reporting, not the commission to react upon the incident. So myself, like Commissioner Kreidler, wanted to wait until the next regularly scheduled meeting to be able to do it in an open forum and everything else. And
Okay. The problem with that is that you have a person alleging retaliation, so you're gonna let them be retaliated against for 2 weeks till you get to a meeting? You can't do that to an employee. That's why I begged you guys, that's
again,
why I
that
begged
goes-
you guys to do something
that
sooner
goes
than
back
that.
to where, you know, in terms of contacting the employee, have them do it through the proper channels that were listed in the procedure to begin with.
It is. She's allowed to contact 6 people.
So, okay,
But that's her deal, not mine.
sure. If any legal fees are incurred by the city based on the Plunkett communication, would you be willing to pay the bill?
Well, I'd have to see what portion of it's mine if I only talked to him for 5 minutes.
It
That's
could
all
be
I
higher
talked to
than
him.
Shouldn't be anything.
Yeah, it was a 5 to 10 minute phone call, that's it.
And in our
I'd be willing to
phone,
pay for that portion.
in our phone call regarding the city manager background check, you indicated too that, you know, some of the background check items could be removed.
No, okay.
You said you agreed that certain ones were, over the top and.
Only
you
the
were okay
medical,
with them.
only the medical. I did not agree to the rest. But I also told the committee, this board voted to do a level 2, and they needed to stick to that level 2. And somebody dumbed it down to way less than a level 2.
Right, which, when we met, we all agreed that that was no good. And, the city attorney.
Correct. And nothing's happened since then. There's been no investigation completed, there's been nothing.
The state police were involved, communicated
They said
with, and then
They declined.
not.
They declined, but they said we had internal issues, so it still should have been looked at. And that was never brought back to this board. He sent us an email, but nothing was brought back to the board to discuss that part of the investigation again. You remember a meeting?
He said, internal issues, what was said actually was charter violations may have occurred, or
Correct.
something, okay, so that's.
He said there was nothing criminal, but there were
Correct.
internal issues that should probably be looked at. And we've never done that.
I don't recall it should probably be looked at.
Well,
Way that I.
but we
read the
still never
email was-
discussed it as a commission after that. We haven't.
That's,
Correct.
I mean,
But
neither
you
here nor there, but we
received
did.
his answer. I sent you all his answer.
But we can't, we have to do our business in public.
I'm sorry, I'm not following this, maybe I'm a little out of the loop, but is that relevant to any of the allegations?
No, it was just.
Oh, okay, all right.
Following up with a.
Oh, yeah, okay, I
This
just wanted-
was discussed at tonight's meeting, yes, I mean.
Right, I guess I just don't, and not, I don't mean, I don't know anything about it, I don't see, I don't know what allegation it applied to, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, you have one question.
No.
Does anybody else have any questions?
That was it.
Anybody else have any questions? All right.
I'm gonna ask a couple quick follow-up rebuttal questions.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Why was this called a special meeting? We have a council meeting 4 days from now. Why couldn't we have it at a council meeting?
Because there's a certain time limit. We had to do it within 10 days.
No.
Yes.
No, you have to give 10 days notice.
Yes.
10 days notice.
10 days notice. You could have
Ask
done
your
it
city
in-
manager and your city.
But I
You don't have to do it within 10 days.
Try to do a special meeting though because of the time that would be involved.
For a regular meeting. You did it as,
Like
you're
it's
doing
20
it
to
so
7.
because we didn't,
At
yeah.
a regular meeting, this would have just absorbed the whole time period.
So, just
But
very,
the time was, so, in the afternoon, I have to take off work. I know that that everybody here can't deal with the times that you did, so I couldn't have done.
You didn't have to come.
Counselor, can I just ask?
So do I. We had issues that none of us, some of us could This was the
I would
time.
ask, before we get into those things, I would ask for, I guess, the dismissal of these alleged charges and all 6 of them to be dismissed. And for one of the board members or commission members to make that and have a vote on that to have this, and end this meeting right now. I don't see any violations. I don't believe the charter applies in any of these. There's nothing that prevents her from doing these things. You all had an opportunity to see this. It sure as heck doesn't look like anything that I've ever seen in a personnel file. She did not take it. There's no evidence that she took it. She received it. You'd have no way of knowing that. And so I would ask for all these charges to be dismissed and move on and try and make this city a better place to live for the people who live
That's what
here.
we're trying to do. So I
Counselor,
move
do you
that
mind
call
if
the
we
question.
I just want to clear up one thing.
Hold on, I think I would like to have that motion made first.
No, you can't tell them what motion to make.
As you stated.
I'm sorry?
You can't tell them what motion.
I asked.
And we're not done yet.
And Mr. Clausen has a
Can I
motion
just-
on the.
Counselor, we're not done yet, so.
Hold on, sir. You said at the beginning.
All right, go ahead, do what you,
All
I
right.
just want to clear up the fact of the document, who typed it, that's all I want to do. So our
All
records.
right, clear it up.
So Clerk Baxter, the document that you saw tonight, did you type that?
Yes.
What did you do with it?
I gave it to our interim treasurer and asked her to put it in the personnel file. I don't have access to the personnel file.
Did you make any copies
I
of it?
made no copies, I made one copy.
All right, and so you never saw it again?
I never saw it again.
Okay, that's all, I just want to make sure.
Well, so I want to ask a follow-up question to that then. So you never saw her put it in the personnel file?
I actually saw her put it in the personnel file.
You saw her put it in the personnel file?
She said, I'm gonna put it in the top drawer right here, the whole personnel file. She goes, watch me, I'm gonna place it in there,
Okay.
put it right in the top drawer here for the treasurer when she comes in.
That's all I want to clear up.
When did that happen?
I don't have the date in front of me. It
Was,
was immediately following our subcommittee meeting. that
But
we
it was
met.
before we hired the city manager?
Yes.
so she wasn't really a personnel at the
No.
time? Okay.
No.
She was
I
not
just
on
wanted to clear
staff?
up
We started, we had
Yeah,
contracts.
but you asked this,
We
open
had
this up.
contracts that we were drawing up, and we kept them in the personnel file.
But just for clarification, Holly was not an actual employee of
No,
the city?
She was not, we had a background check
Okay.
done, we put that in there.
All right, thank you.
So there was no personnel file?
All right,
There was
thank
a
you.
personnel file, she started it.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
I move that we call the question.
So I'll make a motion. I
Bill
move
already
that-
made
Bill,
I make a motion to accept, to drop all the charges, as the her attorney said. And we're waiting for a
No, actually, I
second.
made the motion to call the question before
Was there
you
a
said
second
that.
on Bill's motion?
It was interrupted.
All right, so, go ahead. There's no second?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion. I move that Commissioner Hendrick be removed from office under Section 5.4 of the city charter for the reasons stated in the notice of hearing and based on the hearing process. I'm convinced Commissioner Hendrick violated the city charter at Sections 3.13 golf, 3.14, 3.11, 6.8, and 13.2.
Support. So we have a motion and support on the table. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan,
No.
Commissioner Clausen,
No.
Commissioner Kreidler,
Yes.
Commissioner Ross.
No, for the purpose that, in my eyes, the whole city needs to chill out. This is ridiculous. I mean, we had a person come and say that they're gonna protest in front of our houses?
That's politics.
No, those are threats.
Those are threats, that's right. You know, I didn't ask to be in this position in particular, and we're a town of 3,500 people. This is not a place, this is not LA law that these two were playing here. You guys, by the way, give me your card next time I get a speeding ticket. Oh my God. So anyway, what are we doing? You know?
I agree.
Absolutely right. Okay. Now, a protest at somebody's business, that's a little
Much.
above the line, you know?
Blocking customers from coming in that business?
If you want to protest here, that's fine. Everybody, please,
You're lying.
please, bang the gavel. Thank you.
Commissioner Ross has the floor.
But we need people on this commission, good people, to sit here, okay? To do the business of this city for the benefit of its community. Nobody's gonna wanna be here if you are told that you're gonna get protested, that people are gonna, you know, call a recall for your seat. What is that about? Okay, so, Lisa, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here, but we need to take it easy. The victimization and mobilization of, you know, the people that you work with, it's gotta stop. And nobody's gonna wanna sit on this board if that's the case. So please, everybody, I beg of you, chill out.
Amen, brother.
Mayor Buchanan.
What was the question? Yes.
Motion fails.
Meeting adjourned.